All right, Fester, I got to admit, I'm a little bit intrigued here. Welcome, folks. 6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. Did I hear the 6 o'clock dinger? Up there it is.
Yeah, there
okay, 6 o'clock at the MJ Morning Show. And a lot today. Friday, wrapping up the week. You know, I have my pile of stuff that I didn't get to yesterday and then all the new stuff for today. But let me start with just a little bit of intrigue this morning. Fester has a story, but it's a time-controlled event here on the MJ Morning Show, meaning that you only can tell the story after a certain time?
I mean, if I'm being honest.
Now, I want you to lie to me. I want you to just lie your face off.
Okay, I'll lie. Ready? Here's the lie.
Just stop.
Everybody involved is really excited that I'm going to talk about this, and nobody has given me any warning of not to mention this at all. Everybody's given me a complete green light and said, go ahead and talk about it on the radio.
All right, so you have a green light.
No, that's the lie.
That's the lie. Wait.
So,
all right, well, hold on. So now you're lying now.
Yeah, well, you said lie to me.
Listen,
So
don't confuse me.
I have a story.
And the audience, it's too early for this.
Well, okay, I said I was going to tell you a lie. Now, the truth is.
Just do the truth.
I have a story.
Have a story.
And nobody involved is wanting me to talk about this.
Oh, so
nobody.
You have a story and nobody wants it discussed.
From being very mad at me and making this possibly a miserable weekend to being very embarrassed and suddenly very shy about it, nobody wants to talk about it. So that's where I'm at. But I don't care. They'll be fine. They got to toughen up a little bit.
All right, so wait a minute. Why the time constraint then? Why? And you're saying that this can occur what time?
Here's what I'm thinking.
Just give me a time.
Well, maybe 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
8 o'clock. 8 o'clock on the button.
On the button, like 8 o'clock, like it's 8 o'clock?
And we go right to the story.
Okay. All right. So we're going to wait for the 8 o'clock little ding?
Yes.
Little tone, top of the hour tone? It's 8 o'clock. All right.
I mean, yeah.
So, folks, it's not 8 o'clock.
No.
Can you imagine someone's lying in bed and I just had to say, oh my God! Holy! All right, no, it's 6:03 at the MJ Morning Show, but at 8 o'clock this morning,
yes,
Fester is going to tell a story that can't be told before 8 o'clock. Can you tell me the parties involved that don't want this story broadcast?
My wife.
Okay, that's one.
My daughter.
Oh.
Probably the other people involved.
How many?
Hillsborough County School Board.
How many other people involved?
Well, there's one other person that the story revolves around.
Okay, got that.
And then there's, the entire administration staff.
I'm like a cashier. I'm checking you out right now. That's what I'm ringing things up.
I mean,
all right, I'm just ringing up every. All right, so
I'm sure Hillsborough County School Board doesn't want me to bring it up.
Oh. Yeah. Well, that's a lot. How many are on the board? I don't know.
How many? I don't know. Who's director this night? I forget.
Oh, okay. All right, so
it's big. It's big.
The Fester story, 8 o'clock this morning, and it's being told. Can you tell us why? So 8 o'clock because.
Well, here's the deal. To cater a little bit, especially to my daughter who has no.
Oh, you mean to the parties involved?
No desire to talk about it, and
we're trying to push it past a certain time.
School starts at like 7:58.
Oh, so you want to? By any chance, are they listening now, or is this too early?
Maybe a couple of teachers are.
No. I'm talking about your family.
No.
So
my wife she's probably fuming right now, pacing around the house.
So this is a safe zone, meaning. Well,
who knows?
A partial safe zone.
I don't know for sure what a safe zone is.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is a hell of a promo, folks. 8 o'clock. What's the story? What happened? What could get Fester into a fight with his wife, causing a miserable weekend?
Yeah, I'll be fine either way.
Guess we'll find out. All right, just getting rolling here on a Friday. Some activity, obviously, that horrible D.C. plane crash, the midair collision with the Black Hawk and the regional jet. Yeah, a couple of things here. They did find the black boxes. Why did you say during the show yesterday that they found one of the black boxes? This, I don't know, some 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock.
Yeah,
sometime during the show yesterday, you blurted out that they found one of the black boxes, and I don't know. Did I say something?
You just acknowledged it and kept going.
I didn't say I didn't hear that.
No, you said, "Oh, really?" And we just kept going. It wasn't
because I had not heard that. So the news all during the day yesterday was they had not recovered the black boxes. But listen, they knew where the wreckage had fallen, so it was just a matter of time before the black boxes were found. The data recorder and the cockpit voice recorder, or the CVR. So where the hell did you get your news yesterday? I want to know what source you got your news from yesterday that I should never listen to because they had not yet found the black boxes.
So there's a website that I frequent.
Just spit it out.
I saw the headline on the internet on theguardian.com.
Oh, the British?
Yeah.
The British
in a lot of ways,
British tabloid, I don't know.
In a lot of ways, I think the British tabloids outwork American media. In a lot of ways. However, I saw that one box has been found, and I read the headline. I didn't get into the story.
But that wasn't accurate at the time, apparently.
They might have redacted it. They might have said,
anyway,
sorry, chap, we're going to redact it.
But the update is that both black boxes
have not been found,
which are actually painted bright orange, the cockpit voice recorder and the flight data recorder, they have been recovered. And you know what's kind of spooky on this whole thing? Well, of note, let me put it that way, is that the crash happened a mile away from where the National Transportation Safety Board offices are, where they dispatch the crews, the investigators to fly all around the country in the event of an air disaster, or, a train derailment. It's really a lot of transportation issues where there are accidents. The NTSB investigates, but a lot of people, they obviously know that they investigate plane crashes. So they send people around the country. They send people actually around the world. If you've got an American-built plane, a lot of times they'll assist in foreign investigations, and they dispatch from the offices in the D.C. area, and it turns out that they're based a mile from the crash site. And when you hear, and they're rushing the flight recorders to the lab for analysis to preserve the data, extract the data, they fly them to the location. They bring the recorders to the location, which is just a mile from where the helicopter, the Black Hawk, and the regional jet collided the other night over D.C. So it's very fast. And I even made a comment yesterday that the NTSB has something called the Gogh team, that when there's an accident, there's a whole staff that specialize in different aspects of a crash, human factors and avionics and the power plant. And there's just like a whole bunch of different specialty areas where there are groups that work on the different facets. And the Gogh teams generally dispatch from the D.C. area. And here, they don't have to get on a plane and fly anywhere. They just got to get in their car and drive a mile to go to the crash site. So just of note. What else was? And later on, there are a couple of other things that, and it's way too early to speculate, but there are a couple of theories that are being floated around. So, we'll get into that and a few more details during the course of the show later on. But right now, we're just getting rolling at 6:09. It's the MJ Morning Show. Oh, Michelle face update.
How does it look, going into the second day?
Well, she was going to come in this morning, and then she waved that off this morning. So, no Michelle. We'll probably get Michelle in on Monday is what I'm thinking, that the weekend. And
whenever she's ready.
Yeah. This is after the laser treatment on her face, which, oh, my God, the response on my Instagram is insane. If you haven't seen Michelle's fire face.
That's not fair. Fire face.
It's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. Take a look at the video.
Good morning. Still not much to report.
is the MJ Morning Show. MJ, along with Fester. No Michelle this morning. Michelle has opted to stay home another day because of the laser face burn-off treatment. She should be able to make an appearance here in studio on Monday is what I'm thinking. As, you know, we're in the process of finding a brand new MJ Morning Show cast member. We are looking for a new female member of the show, and we've got some great leads. We've got some great resumes, some great materials that we're reviewing. So in due time, we will be introducing, and this is an exciting time. I mean, to be able to bring somebody brand new on the show and integrate them into the legendary MJ broadcast, I'm excited.
Yes.
I'm excited to bring a brand new element and personality to the show. In the meantime, you know, Michelle's been in numerous times.
She's great.
Yeah, Michelle's been part of the show since 1994.
I know, but it's a different dynamic sitting in the studio.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you know.
A lot of people like her. I've had nothing negative. I've had only positive things like, oh, you ought to consider bringing Michelle on the show full time. You know, not on the phone with like a wake-up call, but bring her on full time. It's not going to happen.
It's not going to happen.
Michelle's not going to come on the show full time, but I'm looking forward to a new member joining the MJ Morning Show. So the search continues, but we've got it, I think, fairly narrowed down. We've got some really, really good options.
Yes, I'm glad I've been consulted on this as a trusted member of this show.
Well, I'll fill you in at some point.
Oh, okay, all right.
6:23 at the MJ Morning Show. And I got to ask a question.
Yeah.
What the hell is wrong with people?
That's a loaded question. Sit down. It's going to take a minute.
I saw an item where a woman is facing trial over a threatening bumper sticker. Now, it's not in the United States. This happened over in the UK. I usually don't do a lot of foreign stories because there's just too much stuff that happens right here. You know, whether it's Florida, whether it's the Tampa Bay area, you know, national stories here in the U.S. So I don't do a lot of foreign stories. But I saw this. I'm like, you know what? I want to discuss this because what would possess someone? Well, there are a bunch of nut job people out there, but this woman is on trial because she was driving around with a bumper sticker on her car that read, "Don't be a," and it's the C word. Who the heck would drive around in public with that? All right, here's a story. A woman is set to face trial for an alleged threatening bumper sticker. Don't be a C word.
How's that threatening?
I don't know. I don't know how they listen. These Brits. I don't know.
It seems like more of a suggestion.
Georgia Venable or Venables. I don't know.
Let's go with Venables.
It's
Venables.
I don't know.
It's Venables. I'm looking at the spelling. It's Venables.
Venables. 29 years old, has pleaded not guilty to displaying a threatening / abusive writing / sign / visible representation likely to cause harassment, alarm, or distress. And she's going to, I guess, go on trial at the Chester Magistrates Court.
Okay.
The prosecutor, Valeria Tonkinson, told the court that Miss Venables had been seen driving on a particular highway in early January with a bumper sticker attached to her vehicle that read, "Don't be a C word," and apparently fully spelled out.
Well,
I mean, just talk about low brow. What?
Is that protected speech in this country?
Well, in the United States, it's probably protected speech.
Yeah.
Here. You know, a whole different set of rules. Remember, we told them to screw off.
That's right.
We told the British to screw off, and you know that's the
Oh, King,
story behind the United States of America.
oh, King George can.
Yeah.
Hey, King George, don't be a bleep.
Don't be a bleep.
Hey, King George, guess what? Read this declaration.
So she's on trial.
Okay.
I mean, what?
I mean, just is audacity the right word?
I don't know. It's a foul behavior. I mean, that's just as low as it gets. I don't want to see what's considered to be one of the most vulgar words in the English language, and I would imagine the vulgarity scale is about the same in the King's English over across the pond as it is with the American English.
See, a lot of words have different words for the same thing. Not that one.
Yeah, like spotted dick, the dessert, the pudding-like dessert over in Great Britain and the UK. Spotted dick, that means one thing over there, but if you talk about spotted dick over here, you better go to the clinic.
Yeah, you're going to the emergency room, possibly. I mean,
hello.
But then you pull out bread pudding with raisins on it. You're like, wait, what would that?
Oh no, the accent doesn't work there because over hello, the spotted dick is a dessert.
Yes.
Here, it's. Well,
what if you have an infection?
It's alarming.
What if you have a virus and you're enjoying dessert? Hello.
All right.
I have both.
But who would drive around? I've never seen that bumper sticker here in the United States.
You know what?
Don't be a C word.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's somewhere. I mean, I saw a guy's truck bumper, the truck bed part of his.
Yeah.
And he had the whole thing covered in angry right-wing stickers. The whole bumper. I'm like, okay, I get it. But it was too much. What are you trying to prove? And then I've seen other ones that are just vile the other way.
Oh, geez. So equal opportunity, huh?
Welcome to America.
You know what? I don't want a bumper sticker on my car. I don't want a sticker on I want nothing on my car. I want nothing on my bumper, nothing on my trunk. I mean, who are the people that put stickers like all over their paint? You ever see the paint and the bumpers and then even on the metal trunk lid?
That's the guy with the truck bed. He had him all over the paint of the car. Once you get past being offended by this bumper sticker, it's not terrible advice.
A little closer to home. Here on the MJ Morning Show, 629, Friday morning, weekend straight ahead. Hopefully you've got some good plans on the way. I don't know if I'd want to live there. Do you remember that Surfside condo collapse? Remember that crazy collapse? Yeah, of course you do. Well, a couple of years ago, we had that collapse of that apartment building right on the beach just north of Miami. And it was the Surfside building collapse. Obviously, the whole thing was demoed. The whole thing was torn down, vacant lot. And a developer is going to be building a brand new 12-story luxury condominium project on that site where the building collapsed back in 2021 and it killed 98 people.
Yeah, it was awful.
So it's a terrible story.
Terrible.
But here's the story. Would you want to live on that land? Would you want to buy a condo and live in a building that's built on top of that spooky area? Listen, I'm not all superstitious. I'm not, weirded out by too much, but I'm sorry. I would not want to live on that plot of land in South Florida where that condo collapsed.
I mean, is the builder throwing in like free counter upgrades?
Stop.
I mean, you really got to sweeten the deal for me because I'm not moving on this.
Appliance upgrades.
Yeah. You like that wainscoting, huh?
We stop. Yeah, the building will have 37 what they're calling condo mansions.
Yeah, they're going to be big apartments.
Yeah, big apartments. Average apartment is going to be 7,000 square feet. That's a big house, let alone an apartment. The price of the 4 or 5 bedroom units will start at $15 million.
I mean, yeah, they're looking for a really specific buyer on this new build. I I mean, the old Champlain, was it the Champlain?
It was the Champlain Towers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I mean, that was kind of it was an older, more modest building.
It was the summer of 2021. It was June 21 when the building collapsed. A good portion of the building collapsed. Structural issues and I guess all kinds of warning signs. And, that caused a whole panic for these older buildings.
Yeah.
Here in Florida.
Getting them up to code now.
Inspections and people living in these condos, in many cases being hit with insane fees.
Yeah.
What do you call those? The assessments. Yeah. People being hit with insane assessment fees, because of structural enhancements and inspections and all that crap. Anyway, I don't want to live there. I'm not all creeped out. I'm not weirded out. I don't believe in ghosts and all that stuff and spirits all, frigging things up. But I would not want to live on the site where nearly 100 people died with a condo collapse. 6:33, it's the MJ Morning Show. Next, you know it, you love it. It's Morons in the news and always a tasty pile of idiot stories. So the Morons are next. I implore you to stand by. Looking for a new garage. Oh boy, this is a no. All right, 642, it's the MJ Morning Show on a Friday morning. Morons in the news. Everyone loves a good moron story. Why? Because no matter how things are going in your life, if you're a little put off, you just don't feel great, you listen to these jackwagons, and it can only make you feel better if you're having, a moderately crappy time. If you're a cop, this is a no. No. New Jersey cop found woman's address in police database, then drove to her house to hit on her.
Oh, come on, officer.
No. Yep, cops in trouble. Cops in a problematic area allegedly tracking down a local woman's address in a national police database, then driving in his police cruiser to her house to hit on her, to ask her out.
How'd that conversation go?
You can't abuse these police databases. Do you remember the story where my information was compromised and I got a letter from a local police department essentially making me aware and apologizing? And if I wanted to, I could have had a case. but I didn't pursue that. Hey, I'll get to that in a second. Yeah, I think I told this story on the air. I got a letter from the chief of police apologizing to me and making me aware of a data breach with one of their officers. This is, I don't know, maybe 8, 9 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah, maybe 2015-ish, 2014.
I never heard that story.
Oh, hang on a minute. Well, then kick back, grab some milk and cookies. It's story time.
They actually have
In
cookies
fact,
today.
I'm going to do it like the Dateline NBC guy. I'm going to tell a story like Keith Morrison from Dateline, the stepfather of Matthew Perry.
Can't wait.
Yes. All right, so hold on. Now, Joshua A. James, 29-year-old officer with the Neptune Township Police Department up in Jersey, was suspended and charged with 2 counts of third-degree computer-related criminal activity. Authorities say that James had been working in elementary school detail, like an SRO, a school resource officer.
Yeah,
right?
I think every school has them now.
Yeah, in Monmouth County in early January when he saw a 28-year-old mom picking up her kid.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I guess that mother, that mama.
Tell you what, man.
That 28-year-old mother picking up the kid. Guess it tweaked some stuff inside of Officer James.
I mean, you see it all in Carline, man. You see it all.
Well, afterward, he allegedly went into a pair of national databases, the Spillman Flex Law Enforcement Database and the FBI-managed Criminal Justice Information System, to find her home address. So with that information, he drove his police cruiser while in uniform to her house to hit on her.
Oh, a woman loves a man in uniform.
She must have been cute.
Yeah.
She must have been. Officer James asked her if she was single and asked for her phone number. According to the affidavit, adding that he later called and texted the mother.
Oh.
I mean, was there a husband? I mean,
husband would get pretty, maybe he'd be upset. I don't know.
Yeah, these databases are for official reasons, for police use, not to hit on a hot mom that you saw picking up her kid at the school that you're doing a security or a school resource officer detail at. My God.
So I have a question. If an officer runs your tag, right? Like you know how if you're at a stoplight and the officer runs
happens all the time, and that is fully acceptable behavior.
But is there a record of that officer running my tag?
Yes. Yeah.
So if I have like something happen, I can.
In a lot of municipalities, there's a record of that. Or there are certain databases, like here in Florida, there's something called David. So if you're in law enforcement, you know about David. It's a database system.
Okay.
And all that is tracked. You leave fingerprints. If you go in and you do certain searches, you're leaving fingerprints all over the place. Yeah, listen, even an officer that's logged in and checking license plates, and that's done all the time. It is perfectly legal.
Sure.
You know, a cop is sitting. I'm going to tell you right now that if you're at a red light or if a cop is passing you or behind you, there's a chance they're running your tag. Just to see if there are any warrants out, to see if there's a valid driver's license, suspended license, insurance problem.
I had a suspended license for like a week because of an insurance paperwork kerfuffle.
Mm-hmm.
And my wife was driving my car.
Right.
This is years ago. But I got pulled over.
Yep.
The car got pulled over. So we pull right over. Officer comes up, makes sure I wasn't the one driving. And goes, okay, free to go. Who's who? And I say, hi. Yeah. Just driving down the line.
Hey, fatty boombalani, step out of the car.
Oh, I'm in the car.
What is on your hands? Is that chocolate all over your hands?
It's jelly. It's jelly donut.
With a name like Smucker's, it's gotta be good.
We just went to Krispy Kreme. It's not blood, don't shoot. I can't breathe.
Right.
It's because I'm so fat.
So, yeah, you can't do this.
No.
The woman then reported the officer and his behavior to the department, and his very own department ended up arresting him.
So here's the deal.
You know what? If you see a hot babe, or listen, same thing with women. Women, you see a hot guy. I mean, sometimes the intelligent decision making or making reasonable choices goes out the window, right?
Does it seem like there's a big...
Keep yourself in control.
Does it seem like there's a big increase in the last 2 or 3 years of police officer incidents because the departments have no choice but to have zero tolerance on their own staff?
No, that's been like that for a while.
Yeah,
okay. I don't think. That's.
I think before all this digital technology, a couple of things might have just been a suspension or a stern warning. Now it's an arrest. There was an officer I saw. Police chiefs are standing there apologizing for their
I'm
department.
sorry, I don't have a spreadsheet with all the data to see if there's been an increase.
It just seems like a lot more cops are getting arrested for being jerks now.
Like seeing a hot mom picking up her kid at school and then using a database to track her down and try to get something going.
Every week, somewhere there's a story of a cop being arrested and his chief or his sheriff having to stand up and do a presser saying, "Hey, this isn't. We turn on ourselves."
That's always happened, but maybe it's just the reporting is getting more prevalent. I don't know, but you're right, and I'll see stories here in Florida where the department is very transparent and they come out and say, like for instance, Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. I'm on the email list for all the press releases. Anything that's happening, I get an email from communications from Hillsborough County Sheriff's Office. And I will see emails where Sheriff's Office employees will get in trouble. And they don't sweep it under the rug. They send out the press release, and they make it very transparent. All right, now, let me tell
It allows me to completely trust my police department or my sheriff's office by knowing that they're holding themselves to the same standard.
Agreed.
All right.
So 6:50 at the MJ Morning Show. Let me quickly tell my story. I had like my privacy breached. I was one of numerous people, so I got a letter from a local police agency informing me that my information was compromised and that it was done by a police officer. This is probably maybe 10 years ago, 9 years ago. It was the Bradenton Police Department, and apparently one of the officers was looking up, personal information on local individuals and
There's people who he knows in the community.
Well, or in my case, I didn't know the guy, but obviously he knew me, MJ, from the MJ Morning Show, and obviously my real name. People know that because I used that on a different radio show for 22 years.
Nothing's a secret.
So this guy, some Bradenton police officer, had gone into a database to look up information on me and others. I didn't know who the others were, but I got a letter from the chief of police.
So this is a personal letter.
I got a letter from the Bradenton police chief informing me that an officer had, in an unauthorized fashion, accessed information about me, and they were making me aware and, essentially apologize for this breach of protocol.
What did he do with this information?
Probably just curious. Hey, I'm going to check and see what I can find on MJ that I listen to on the air every day. Anyway, I was made aware of it. I would have had a case if I wanted to. I could have had a case against the Bradenton, but I didn't go
what
down that road.
What happened to the officer? Was there a punishment?
I don't know. I never found out. I mean, listen, I'm sure
I could desk duty.
I'm sure I could have found out whether he was suspended, whether he was fired. I never pursued it. I still have the letter around somewhere. I think it's in a file somewhere in my house. All right, 6:52 and if anyone knows anyone with the Bradenton police, anybody do you remember the story? Does anyone know if the officer got fired? Anybody down with the Bradenton Police Department in Manatee? And anyone know about this story?
From 10 years ago, some cop looking up just maybe people of notoriety in the area.
Probably 8 to 10 years ago, something like that. All right, if you know, hey, you can stay anonymous, or if you want to fill me in, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. If you want to, fill me in. And if you can stay anonymous. Come on the air. Don't use your name. Just be officer friendly. All right?
From BPD.
Yeah. 6:53 at the MJ Morning Show. The 7 o'clock hour starts next. Oh, I didn't even get to my whole pile of. You know what? I got to continue morons because I got another Arby's story. I don't know what's going on at Arby's. I've got a toilet explosion. This is right up your alley.
At
Fester.
Arby's?
Oh, and the Wingstop attack. Do you know about all this next? Don't move on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. If your roof. The MJ Morning Show. So we're an hour away from the safe zone where, can I even talk about this now, or is this going to be problematic by even like teasing what's going to happen in an hour, Fester?
You know what? Ultimately, I don't care.
All right. So Fester has something he wants to talk about. Fester is a story, an incident, but he wants to wait until 8 o'clock to tell the story because of a certain sensitivity. So I guess we could talk about the whole thing.
Sure.
You know, we mentioned this first thing this morning at 6 o'clock. There's an issue, an incident, and then Fester wants to do it at 8 o'clock because it's more of a safe zone. So something happened. I don't know the details, but for Fester to say, we had a situation. I can't wait to hear this. So 8 o'clock, the Fester incident, that's the FI.
Yes.
That's the FI, the Fester incident. Happens in exactly an hour. Am I going to like this story?
I don't know.
Am I going to be intrigued with the details?
You might. You might not. You might tell me it sucks 30 seconds in and we'll go into something else.
Right, I'm champing, man. I'm champing at the bit. I decide I go correct with that. I don't like chomping at the bit. I'm a champing at the bit guy, not a chomping at the bit. I mean, chomping. I'm chomping just like this. I'm chomping. Now I'm champing at the bit.
Isn't that a horse-related term?
It is. So the bit, you know, the reins are connected to the bit in a horse's mouth. That the actual expression is champing. The horse is champing on the bit, at the bit, but somehow over the decades, people just morphed it into chomping.
It makes sense. It's in a horse's mouth.
Yeah, the horse is the horse is chomping. No, but the actual expression is champing. CHAMPING. All right, so Fester's story, 8 o'clock, about an hour away here on the MJ Morning Show. I have a couple of other items that I wanted to discuss that I just didn't get around to in early Morons in the News. Fascinating. I've got two food-related stories which are moron and attack-related. All right, the first is Wingstop.
I've never been to a Wingstop.
Same here. They're all over the place. I see them. I'm sure that Wingstop does a nice job.
And their commercials I see all the time during football games and stuff.
You know, I like wings, but I don't crave wings. Does that make sense?
Like if it's available, I might get it if I go to a place, but I don't go out of my way for it.
If I'm at a party or something.
Ooh.
You know, if I'm at a party, they've got the wings, you know.
We got wings.
But I only went to my first Buffalo Wild Wings during one of Chloe's soccer practices at the Hofstra Bubble when we were up in New York.
I understand.
You know, like 3 days a week, we had to drive from Manhattan all the way out to, you know, Hofstra and Hempstead. It was like, oh my God, what a haul that is during rush hour. So, man, we made a soccer commitment, man. Chloe was on Paul Riley's club soccer team.
Oh, Paul Riley.
Oh, hey, listen, if you know, you know. If you know, you know. All right, so I would drive out there, and I would have like 2-hour wait. So what do? I went to Stu Leonard's, did some shop. Oh, that's a cool. You ever been to a Stu Leonard's?
No.
Yeah, it's Connecticut-based, and Stu Leonard's is a fun little supermarket. But I had time to kill.
Right.
And I was hungry. I would sometimes grab a bite, and there was It was a Buffalo Wild Wings near Hofstra out on Long Island.
I've never been to a Wingstop.
I went in and I got some Buffalo B-dubs, right? That's
B-dubs.
B-dubs. That's the
you know all the vernacular.
yeah. But
look at you.
But I don't eat a lot of wings. I mean, I like them. It's just not in my forbit.
Yeah, you're not mad at them, but
you know what a forbit is?
Your orbit.
My food orbit. my food orbit is a forbit. And I'm chomping at the forbit. I'm chomping at the bit in the forbit.
What happened at Wingstop?
Oh my God! A manager at Wingstop attacked customers with ranch dressing and hot oil. I'm thinking that her future in Wingstop management, probably not good.
No, she needs a raise.
Yeah,
she's the kind of people we need here.
And
at
of
Wingstop.
course, it's a Florida story. 19-year-old. First of all, should 19-year-olds be managers of Wingstop? I mean, come on. Your brain's not fully developed. I mean, should you really be a manager at Wingstop at 19?
I mean,
well, she showed a lot of initiative.
Well, a lot of these, fast food restaurants are having a hard time with staffing issues. Somebody's got to be the manager.
By the way, I'm looking at her mugshot, and she looks like she's about 12. So I'm going to hold this up to MJTV. This is, and I haven't even told the story yet. This is the Wingstop manager. I'm holding this up to MJTV. Of course, we are live on TV here in the studio every morning. The video stream from 6 to 10. You can watch us live, or you can go back and watch any of our previous shows. So, like, let's say you're driving now. Obviously, you can't watch us. Or, well, you could, but you'd be an idiot. But if you want to, lunchtime, or you want to kill some time at work, you can go to mjmorningshow.com. Top of the page at mjmorningshow.com, you'll see the nav bar, and you'll see MJTV. Click on that, and that'll take you to the button to go live when we're on live 6 to 10 in the morning drive, or later on, all the videos are posted. Or, you can go back, and even during the live show, you can, go back and forth on the stream. So here, I just held the image up so you can see it on MJTV. And with our new camera system in the new studio, Andrew is going to be able to put things from the web onto our video stream, so I don't have to hold a picture up to the freaking camera. How about that for technology?
Look at us.
Only taking almost 5 years to get there. So here's the deal. 19-year-old Wingstop manager is facing felony charges after she doused 2 customers with hot grease and ranch dressing during a confrontation. This happened Tuesday night. Of course, it's a Florida story. According to investigators, the victims got into it with Carniel Irene, or it might be Camiel Irene. I don't know.
Carnell?
It's C-A. You know when sometimes you can't tell whether it's an R and an N or an M?
Right.
So the way this printed out. So she's the Wingstop 19-year-old manager at a Wingstop in Port St. Lucie on the other side of the state. Irene told police that the customers, one of whom is a minor, were loud and disruptive, caused a disturbance in the Wingstop. During the dispute, which is not further detailed in the arrest report, one of the patrons pushed a container of straws off the counter. Cops say it then escalated when Irene responded by throwing ranch dressing at the victims. She then went into the kitchen and returned with a bucket of hot grease.
That'll teach them.
Oh, my God. And threw the hot grease at the victims.
Yeah, you're not going to mess up my store.
God.
You're going to clean those straws up.
Store security footage reviewed by the police showed an individual trying to hold back the woman, Irene, but she pushes forward and throws the hot liquid at them. My God. She justified her actions by stating the customers were being verbally abusive and had reached over the counter and knocked over a box of straws.
Yeah, I kind of agree with the manager. Don't come to my store and throw straws around.
The customers complained that the liquid burned upon impact. Yeah, that's what hot grease from the wing fryers do at the Wingstop.
It's a very keen observation by the victims here.
Yeah, crime scene investigator took photographs of the shiny burnt skin.
So you get a burn, your skin
yeah,
shines right up.
So shiny burnt skin was the description. And the crime scene investigator photographed the injuries. When the cops arrived at Wingstop, the eatery's floor was greasy and slippery. Yeah, because she threw a bucket of grease. God, that's maniacal. That's dastardly to go grab a bucket of hot grease. I mean, you could cause some severe freaking burns. Hot grease is some nasty stuff.
Wingstop should advertise that they're serious about don't mess up our lobby. Don't throw our straws around, or you'll get the hot grease treatment.
Wow. It appeared that workers attempted to clean the oil that was all over the floor. But you know what? You try to wipe that up, there's still like a sheen.
You can't get it up.
You got to get like some
industrial degreaser,
a cleanser, like an Ajax. You got to really get that stuff off. You'll have that sheen.
You need to put that kitty litter down that the mechanics use.
Yeah. So she was arrested, charged with aggravated battery and aggravated child abuse, both felonies, because one of the victims was a minor. So she's hit with a child abuse charge. Yeah, they freed her on Wednesday from county jail. Bond was at $15,000. Holy crap. I'm guessing that her career as a Wingstop manager, she was so promising.
How is she not manager of the month?
19 years old.
Listen.
She was on her way to big things with Wingstop.
Here's the thing. Did she throw cups of ranch, or did she, squirt them with the bottle of
all
ranch?
It says that she threw ranch dressing on them and then went back to the kitchen. And what did she take, a bucket and, go into the fryer?
Just dipped in.
And then just hurls the hot grease at the customers. Can you imagine?
That'll teach them.
Oh, my God. And I don't know what's going on with food. And specifically, what fast food restaurant recently has been popping up a lot in these idiot stories? Think about it. What fast food restaurant have we talked about?
It can't be McDonald's.
No, it's not.
Give me a hint.
All right, I'll give you a hint. All right, here is your hint.
Arby's, we have the meats.
All right, that was a good hint. That was a really good hint.
Arby's, we have the meats.
I will go with Arby's.
Yeah, we've had numerous Arby's stories for whatever reason. Out of Memphis, they're looking for a customer who assaulted an employee because they were upset about their food. Yeah, officer responds to an Arby's. This is in Memphis, Tennessee. An employee at the restaurant told police that a man came in. He was upset over the food order, became irate, started cursing at the employee, then started hurling racial slurs.
Oh, come on, man.
The man then went behind the counter. Whoop, here we go. It's the crazy customer getting behind the counter. Remember the Pinellas Park McDonald's where the woman was wrecking the place?
Yes, you can't go behind the counter.
Oh, yeah, there was this crazy video from a McDonald's incident. I think it was Pinellas Park. Is that where the woman was knocking everything over and throwing the cash registers? And was that the one where she went to the ice cream machine and put her mouth underneath? Was that one as well?
I don't know if all that happened at the same
she's
time.
Dispensing she's dispensing the ice cream. I might be conflating, but man, a lot of wackos going nuts at fast food restaurants. So then the guy leaves.
The topless woman that trashed.
Oh yeah,
Pinellas Park.
Oh,
McDonald's.
did you find? Hold on. That was 2014.
We'll get back to this.
All right, hold on. Get back to that. That's a classic. Total classic. Anyway, they were able to get the license plate number of the truck, and they're looking for information. I mean, how tough is it going to be? Oh, and they also wrote down the U.S. Department of Transportation truck number on the side of I guess it was like a box truck or something.
Yeah, you got to have those DOT numbers if it's a working vehicle.
Arby's, we have the meats.
I mean, what causes a maniac? Your order is wrong. Don't attack the worker at Arby's, okay?
I mean, you think they want to get it right or as close to right as they can.
Your roast beef sandwich is cold. Your fries are whatever.
Just say something.
Yeah, don't attack the workers. All right, go back to that Pinellas Park story. Man, this is a classic.
I just want to say at Arby's, the crispy fish sandwich is back.
Oh, the crispy fish sandwich is back.
It's a good-looking sandwich.
Oh, on a King Hawaiian roll.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Oh, look at that. All right, so Fester just found an archive piece from the Tampa Bay Times. Internet abuzz over topless woman who trashed McDonald's in Pinellas Park.
This is This is from 10 years ago.
Yeah, more, 11 years ago. April 8th of 2014.
Was this the story you were thinking of, or did I just find something different?
No, that's the story. A video of a topless woman trashing McDonald's went viral. The news aggregation site, The Drudge Report, linked readers to an article with a video showing the agitated woman inside the restaurant. Happened in Pinellas Park, March 24th of 2014. Sandra Suarez, 41.
What's she doing now?
Yeah, I would like to know. Where is Sandra Suarez that toplessly trashed the Pinellas Park McDonald's?
That should be a new feature on the show where we go back to classic morons in the news and catch up with them now.
Sandra Suarez, 41, was walking on 66th Street North about 10:50 p.m., clad only in bikini bottoms. So she had a bikini bottom on and she was topless. She was clutching the rest of her clothes in one hand, according to the Pinellas Park police. She went into the McDonald's at 10191 66th Street North, where an employee asked her to put her clothes on.
Fire that guy.
She didn't listen, got upset. She headed behind the counter, overturns cash registers, a McFlurry machine, display racks, other equipment, resulting in $10,000 in damage. She destroys the place. That was a quote. She destroys it. Pinellas Park Police spokesman Sergeant Adam Geisenberger. You name it, she's turning it over.
This is the best police spokesman ever.
Oh, I love this guy. I wonder if Adam Geisenberger is still with the Pinellas Park Police Department. Suarez also, here it is, yes. Suarez also ate soft serve ice cream and French fries while behind the counter. That's the one where she grabs the dispenser handle on the Taylor ice cream machine and she puts her mouth underneath and she's like,
oh, man. That's great.
Oh, man.
I got to find her. If anybody knows Ms. Suarez, tell her we want to just catch up with her. We want to go to McDonald's for lunch. We'll take her to any McDonald's she wants.
We want to catch up with her?
Yeah.
Like ketchup?
I didn't even think of that.
We want to catch up with her with the McDonald's incident.
She turned over the ketchup box,
the little packets.
Little fun packets.
Fun package, yeah. All right, we got to know if anyone knows where, what's her first name?
Sandra
Suarez. If anyone knows what so she was 41 at the time.
She'd be 52 now?
She's like 51 or 52 now. Yeah,
oh,
absolutely.
Man.
So if anyone knows where Sarah Suarez is. Sandra Suarez, 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047.
We want to make friends. We just want to just get up to date.
So the Pinellas Park cops, they show up. She lunges at the officers. Once she was handcuffed and secured in the patrol car, she started banging her head against the partition. They took her to Northside Hospital. Doctors said she was not under the influence of drugs or alcohol.
That's just her regular Friday night.
And no previous arrests. They thought maybe she was having some kind of mental issue. Well, that's probably a good diagnosis. Yeah, they had to close the restaurant for 2 hours to clean it up. And then employees leaked the video. McDonald's did not authorize the release.
Yeah.
You got to love a good employee video leak for our entertainment purposes. Oh, and 2 employees were fired.
What, for leaking the video?
Yeah. The 2 employees that leaked the video, they were fired.
I'd be like, deuces, keep your job.
Your career at McDonald's is over!
Well, let me introduce
You've let the clown down.
Let me work for the king now.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
I'm going to work for the creepy Burger King guy. Yeah. Anyway, that's the little, a classic story.
Oh, man.
Fast food stories, man.
I'd love to find Sandra Suarez.
Oh, yeah, that'd be fantastic. All right, 7:18 at the MJ Morning Show. A Michelle update coming up with Michelle's burned off face. If you did not see the video of Michelle's laser treatment, people thought she was in a car accident. If you haven't seen the video of Michelle's face after she had an elective laser facial treatment, which she does every year and a half or so, it's somewhat invasive. But man, I'll tell you what, when it heals up in 4 or 5 days. It's like baby butt face Michelle. Oof, yeah.
Is a baby's ass the best thing to compare your wife's face to?
You've always heard the term "smooth as a baby's bottom." You know,
but still, I mean, you don't want to.
You know what? I'm going to call her ass face.
You see how that goes for you.
Okay. 7:19 at the MJ Morning Show. 1 hour, 20 minutes nonstop MJ is next. So don't move. Oh, among the things coming up, if you're a marijuana smoker, if you're Ms. or Mrs. Or Mr. 420, yeah, if you're a marijuana smoker, you hang on. All right, so that's coming up. A lot of stuff. Listen, an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Obviously, there's a lot of great content right around the corner here on the MJ Morning Show on Q105. Has arrived. Every single morning around this time, except Saturday and Sunday, we launch an hour and 20 minutes of non-stop MJ, and this morning is no different. Here we go. Hour and 20 minutes plus. It's never less. It's never exact. It's always more. I can make that unequivocal guarantee. You always get more than an hour and 20 minutes of nonstop MJ. Want to get Michelle on the line, not just about the burned off face, but the Uber story, which we were going to tell, but I wanted Michelle as part of the story, but Michelle didn't come in because of the facial laser burn off. And I'm wondering how many people have done this when in an Uber or a Lyft. Now, in many cases, they have the destination address, but maybe you've put in a different address, or even if the destination address where you're going is in the Uber app, you tell the driver, no, right here. You know where I'm going with this, Fester?
Nope.
If something creeps you out or you don't want the Uber or Lyft driver to know where you live or take you right to your house, you kind of cheat a little bit. You pick a neighbor's house down the street.
It's too late, though. You've already entered your address into the system anyway.
But do they always look at the address, or do they have a record, or
they have it? If you think they're creepy, then they have a way to get it easily.
Listen, if you're concerned about that, then just put in a different address. Go ahead and expose your neighbor's house.
But you'd have to change it on your app.
Well, I realize that.
No, but if you put a corner, if I put the nearest corner to my house and they drop me off at the corner, they would never know where I live.
No, that's true. Or if you put a neighbor's house 3 houses down. Anyway, something happened. Michelle was in an Uber.
Oh, no.
Because, she had like a girls' night out earlier this week. So, girls' night out. And this is before the facial laser face burn-off thing.
Nobody wants to take her out with red meat hanging off of her face.
With blood dripping off her face.
It's not Halloween time.
Yeah, hang on a minute. Let me dial her up here.
What a great idea, MJ.
What?
She gets her next procedure like on October 30th.
Oh,
And for Halloween.
for Halloween.
She walks out.
Man, that's great makeup. Right? Oh, that's great. You see how scary MJ's wife was? Yeah. Hey, sweetie. Hey, how you feeling?
A little better.
All right, 7:29. It's the MJ Morning Show. So Michelle did not come in again this morning to assist as the hunt is on for a brand new MJ Morning Show member. So Michelle's been coming in occasionally. So we didn't tell the story because of your facial issue. Are you listening?
No, I fell back asleep.
All right, can you wake up for like 2 seconds?
1, 2.
All right, so I wanted to tell the Uber story. So what?
Oh my gosh, I can't even think.
You what?
You can't
I
even.
can't even think right now.
Oh, 1 minute. I mean, literally, I got a lot of stuff today, so just 1 minute on the story, okay?
What? Okay, go.
All right, so, hold on. Michelle, your alarm's going off.
I know, because I try to wake up.
All right, so here's the deal. So Michelle had girls' night out. What was it, Tuesday night?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was Tuesday night, and this is where you went down to that restaurant on Beach Drive in South St. Pete, right?
Yeah.
So what was it called? The Peacock and the Rooster or something, or what?
Juno and the Peacock.
Juno and the Peacock.
All right,
So
sounds
that's
nice.
That's and Michelle said it's really good. Michelle's like very tasty. She liked Juno and the Peacock. She liked it. So I dropped her off, and then she was going to take an Uber home, and she did. But so what happened? Because Michelle starts texting me, meet me out front. She's like, hey, with the drop off at the house, meet me out front. And it's like all caps. All right, if Michelle is hollering at me in all caps,
Something's going down.
yeah, something's going down. I'm like, what's going on? Meet me out front. And then it changed to,
Well, I first said, are you following me? Do you see where I am?
yeah, because the whole family, we're on the Life 360 app. So we know where the kids are. Everyone knows where everyone is.
Because I didn't know where I was.
Right. All right. So,
How from downtown St. Pete?
well, because something was closed, a road was closed,
No,
and they had
no.
what?
Well, initially getting on the road was closed.
That's what I'm
and I was
saying.
like,
Yeah.
okay, but that's not when I got nervous.
So somehow, once they're on 275, the Uber driver gets off.
Yeah.
I mean,
before the bridge.
well before the bridge, he decides to just get off at 275. When if you're,
Or he just missed the exit. I don't know.
I don't
There
know.
is no exit when you're going to Tampa on Interstate 275 northbound.
Exactly. You just stay northbound, and next thing you know, you're on the bridge.
Well, somehow we got off.
Okay. Well, then Michelle gets nervous. It's like, where the hell?
Because I realized we're driving in a circle, like around in a neighborhood, and I'm like, wait a minute. I've been in the car long enough that I should already be home.
Yeah, duh.
And we didn't go across the bridge.
All right, let me ask you a question, Michelle.
Something's up here, right? So she's
Yeah.
freaking out. He gets off. Then he's driving in circles in the middle of Pinellas County instead of just staying on 275 North to get on the freaking Howard Franklin Bridge. What do you
But
want
he
to
was
ask her?
very nice.
What was your? I'm not trying to give any blame or anything like that, but I'm just asking for informational purposes. What was your level of intoxication?
I'd had 2 drinks.
Oh, come on.
No, she had 2
Yeah.
drinks.
Oh,
No, no.
that's what everybody says.
Yes. Listen,
No,
I
correct.
I know when Michelle's affected. When she got home, she was
Okay, I'm asking.
Yeah, she was completely fine.
I don't know if the driver thought he had. I don't know what the driver was thinking. I'm just trying to place the whole
Listen,
thing together.
Oh, no, and he knew, because that's what we were talking, and I had said to him, like, my rule is, if I have 1 drink, I don't drive.
Yeah, so Michelle, as a former Hillsborough County assistant state attorney, Michelle's rule is if she has 1 drink, she will not drive. That's it. Because she
Never.
prosecuted many DUI cases. All right, so I want to wrap this up, Michelle, but this is where I wanted to ask this question of our listeners. Have you ever done this? So Michelle is, kind of, weirded out. She did put in the home address, obviously, for the Uber to take her from the restaurant in St. Pete home to South Tampa. But then she's texting me, meet at, a neighbor's house. So she texts the name of the neighbor, and she was going to tell the driver, oh, right here, here's my house.
Yeah.
And what? So expose our neighbor?
That's right.
Well, because you didn't say why.
And now the rest of the story. So
Right.
the guy tells Michelle that he's a felon and just got out of prison.
Well, he didn't just get out. He was just like, he didn't say it like that.
How do you say it?
He goes, he spent some time on the inside. And I was like, I had to think about it. I was like, on the inside. Oh, man.
So,
as he's not, on the interstate going where we're supposed to be going. So that's when I was like, okay, you know what? That's when I was texting you, do you see where I am? And you're going to need to meet me outside of the neighbors because I'm really not sure what's happening here.
Yeah, so Michelle picks, the house next door and, mentions the neighbor's name. So listen, to my neighbors who do listen to the show occasionally, yeah, Michelle was going to have the felonious Uber driver drop her off at your house so he could come back and murder you guys.
Yeah. He was very nice. That was not what he was on the inside for.
All right, so hold on. Did you just say he was very nice?
Oh, yeah. Michelle said
he was very nice and friendly and just
But Michelle got creeped out that he's lost driving in. It should have been like a 28-minute ride home. It turned into an hour ride home.
Yeah,
that's amazing.
I just got a little nervous.
Yes.
Maybe I was maybe I was not reading the room.
I was about to call Sheriff Gualtieri and tell him to get the chopper in the air.
No kidding.
All right, so she's on the way home. Finally, I can see she's on the bridge, but then. The guy is driving, and with Life 360, with the little family tracker app, I can see how fast she's going in the car. He's on 275 driving 38 miles an hour.
Right.
I'm like, what is going on here? Why was he driving 38 miles an hour on the bridge?
Why is this guy an Uber driver?
Exactly.
We were having a nice conversation. He's from Yonkers. He moved down here a while ago. And
38 miles an hour is... dangerously slow.
Hello, yes. That's a recipe for a rear ender. That's a boom,
He told me about a great pizza shop a little south of here.
All right, so here's the deal. Let me wrap this up. So here's the deal.
It up, buddy.
So Michelle picks the neighbor's house to get dropped off at. I'm getting off at, and I said, you know what? Why don't you go even further down the street? So I gave her another house, which is kind of abandoned right now.
Yeah.
It's no one's living in the house. So it's an older style house down the street. So it's like 7 houses down. So I said, have him drop you off at X house. So I walk down and I'm on the sidewalk. I'm they're like, hey, I'm waving. I can see her
down.
because I'm looking at the app so I can see where they're driving up the street. So I'm waving them down. Hey.
Yeah, if I know you.
The thing was, he also knew that you were monitoring because he was like, that's nice. That's a good man checking up on you like that.
Yeah,
and I was like, yeah, he is. He'll be waiting out front for me.
Yeah, that good man's going to turn you into Swiss cheese if you try to pull anything.
So here's the question. And look, I'm not going to go to phones on this, but I just want to pose the question. How many of our listeners have actually... with ride apps, maybe you put a different address in that
Dude, why not go to Phone Store on it, MJ?
What?
I bet you there are hundreds of people listening right now who have had the creepiest experience of their life in one of these gig ride cars.
All right, fine. All right. Have you had a creepy Uber or Lyft experience with a creepy driver? Or do you make it a policy that you never put your actual home address in the app? You always get dropped off maybe a couple of houses away? Or have you mid-ride said, oh, right here? So even though they might have your address where you were going, you decided to get dropped off not quite at your house?
Oh, man.
Any creepy stories?
I want to change my app now.
What the hell? All right, I'll try to grab a couple of calls. 800-990-1047. Anybody? Anybody play the wrong address game or the...
Or you just say that you're going to your friend's house, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't know it's your house.
Yeah, that's another possibility. All right, Michelle, I'll see what happens on the phones. But yeah, that was a weird story. You were a little nervous for a little bit, right?
Well, because when we got off the interstate, then I didn't know where I was being taken.
Yeah, what? Yeah, he was probably burying you. He probably had some kind of secret underground bunker.
No.
He's going to put you in room. You know that movie?
No.
We really don't have basements here in Florida.
Yeah,
You probably didn't have an
exactly.
underground bunker.
He's going to bury you in a Chowchilla bus.
You might have had an insulated room.
All right, Michelle.
All right.
Goodbye. All right. Anybody play the different address game with Lyft or Uber by putting in not your home address, or maybe it was in there, but then saying, oh, no, here's my address. Drop me off right here. Couple of driveways away, maybe a different apartment building, different condo unit. wherever you are. Anybody with a creepy rideshare story.
I'm changing my home address right now in the app.
800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. Anything strike a nerve here? Anything ring a bell? Thought about it? Have you had a creepy driver that kind of gave you the willies, spooked you out a little bit? 800-990-1047 is how you get in here on the MJ Morning Show.
Speaking of Ubers, MJ, have we had any new information about my friend in Detroit, the big fat lady who was denied the Uber ride?
No, I haven't seen anything on that.
Okay.
I haven't seen it.
I know they filed the lawsuit. I don't know if Uber has come out with
the woman, the Detroit rapper, who the driver said that she was too heavy to get in his car. Didn't she clock in about 550 pounds?
I think I thought it was like 468. Not that I remember, but that seems to stick in my head. But
no. She one of the numbers was like 489, but then later in the story it said she was like 550 and change or something.
I don't know. She's a big lady.
Yeah.
Dank DeMoss.
Oh, that's right.
Who I'm now a big fan of on YouTube. I follow her page.
Phones are ringing. Andrew, get me one quickly here. So Andrew's screening. You know what? We need to hire additional phone screeners.
Honestly, if we're being straight, MJ,
we've got such a hefty budget around here. I need multiple phone screeners with the call volume that we get. Tammy's in Riverview. Tammy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hi.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey.
So we use Uber quite a bit to get here, there, and yonder. But one incident, me and my husband, we were picked up from the Mid-Florida Credit Union, or the amphitheater.
Yep.
And they were bringing us home to Riverview, and what we picked us up, and I swear, in the middle console was this biggest bong I've ever seen.
Oh.
And that car smelled so.
Oh my God! You get picked up in a bong-mobile?
Yes, I'm like, oh my God. So we're just like, because hey, why not? So we are already drunk from the test.
So you get into the car. There's a massive bong in the center console, and the vehicle reeks of marijuana.
Oh, no doubt. But hey, so I'm definitely my husband, me more so than my husband, because he's like, no. I'm like taking my nose and kind of like when you smoke up meth or cocaine, you plug one side of your nose and go so you can get a big hit.
I'll take your word for it.
It was pretty crazy. But,
Did you say anything to the driver?
No, I sure didn't. I was like, oh, we're just going to have a good time going home. Basically all I said.
Are you guys smokers? Do you smoke pot?
No, we don't smoke pot. Have in the past. So I wasn't offended.
Right.
And I don't think I would. I think I might smoke it again if it's opportune to me.
I mean, what if the Uber driver would have offered you a rip-off of the bong right there at a stoplight or something?
Oh, I'll take a hit. No. That was the weirdest one. I've taken Uber and Lyft and all that numerous times, but that was just the most bizarre one.
You know what I'm guessing? I'm guessing that a giant bong visible in the center console and the car reeking of burned cannabis.
Yeah. I'm
guessing that that's a violation of the Uber driver rules.
Definitely. You would definitely think so. You guys have a great day now. You hear it?
MJ, I gotta say, Tammy sounds like a really good time.
Yeah. Did you just say y'all have a great day now? You hear?
Yeah.
That's like y'all come back now. You hear?
She's dropped a couple of them.
Did
Did you hear her at the beginning? She's like, I take Uber for here, there, and yonder. Who says that? That's the best.
She's straight out of the holler.
Yeah, right.
All right. Ed is in Pinellas. All right, two more calls or three more. Just because I got to get into the marijuana story.
All right.
Yeah, because I've got a marijuana, very important marijuana story. I do have if you're a smoker, if you're Mr. or Mrs. 420, you got to hear the latest on marijuana smoking. Ed is in Pinellas. Hello, Ed.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, Ed. We're great. Go ahead.
Hey, I had my car in the repair shop, so I called an Uber from my work, which is in Pinellas Park, and I had to go to Largo. And he went right down the street, right by my house, and he took a left turn. I said, hey, I live over here. He says, oh, no, this is the address. He was a flooring guy, and he says, this is the address I have. And he started taking me towards the beach. I says, no. I says, I live over there. I know where I live. So he stopped at
No,
a
you
light,
don't.
and I
You
got
do
out of
not
the
know.
car, and I went across to the gas station, and I texted for another Uber. Same guy came and picked me up.
Oh, man.
He was the first one on the scene to pick up the ride.
Yeah, his closest. Oh, that's got to suck, Ed. Thank you, Ed. LT. Which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack. LT, Apollo Beach, you're on the MJ Morning Show.
So my sister was.
You ever heard that? You know what I'm doing there? Do you know when I said don't smoke crack? You know what I'm doing there?
What?
You're LT, right?
Yes. Oh, okay. I got you.
Tell us.
What am I doing there?
My name is Lawrence Taylor.
Yeah, but you from the Water Boy. You know the scene?
Yes.
Hold on. Your name isn't Lawrence Taylor in real life, right?
No, it is.
Hold on.
Your name is Lawrence Taylor?
Yes.
So you're LT and your real name is Lawrence Taylor?
I've been LT for 52 years.
Oh, that's amazing. That's hysterical. Yeah. So I was doing the Water Boy, right, from Adam Sandler and LT in the scene.
Let's have a warm LT welcome.
Right here.
Bobby Boucher. Come on, Bobby.
All right, hang on.
Tell me, what is your secret? How do you find yourself in the right position all the time?
That's a good question. What happens is the center has the ball first, and quarterback will say hike. That's when the center puts the ball into the hands of the quarterback. So what I'll do is I'll start tackling the quarterback unless he gives the ball to somebody else, in which case I'll try to tackle that person.
Gentlemen, which brings me to my next point. Don't smoke crack.
Okay. LT, go ahead.
So my sister was visiting, and we took her down to downtown St. Pete and started drinking, and me and my wife wanted to leave a little early. So my sister and my daughter were going to stay down there and drink a little bit, and they're going to get an Uber home. So next morning, they wake up, we wake up and start talking. We're like, what happened? They're like, you will never believe we got this Uber, and the guy was so creepy that they just told him to stop and drop them off at a random place. They don't even know had been drinking so much.
Wow.
So they waited like 20 minutes and wanted to call another Uber. Well, they called an Uber. The same guy picked him up, and they started complaining about how creepy the dude was that the Uber that took him the first time.
And it's the same guy. They didn't realize the same guy came back to pick him up?
No, they were drinking too much. They didn't realize that it was the same guy. They were telling him how creepy he was before.
Oh, my God. That's crazy. All right, LT, you don't smoke crack, do you?
Not this year.
All right, thank you, LT. Thanks for listening, buddy.
Last year was a different story.
That's a great story. And before I wrap this up, you know what comes up a lot? When I was with Chloe, I was with Chloe at Armature Works on Wednesday night.
That's right, yeah.
Because the Han Hand Roll Bar and Zuku, the sushi spots, they brought in that 350-pound bluefin tuna for the Lunar New Year. If you haven't seen that video, if you haven't seen a 350-pound whole bluefin tuna, amazing. The video's on my Instagram at Certified MJ Radio. And then Chloe, the second video is Chloe actually eating some of this amazing fish they brought in. So a lot of, because I had talked about we were going and a bunch of listeners came out, and one of the listeners brought up Chloe's Uber story, and that was when her friend
in New York.
In New York, remember, and the listener was like, "Oh my God, that was such a scary story." And people remember like certain things that we do on the show, which is fantastic. And that story was Chloe's friend in Manhattan, and Chloe was up because she had done a summer semester up at NYU before she graduated from UNH, and her friend called an Uber. Uber comes. The friend is so drunk, the Uber driver said, "Nope, you're not getting in my car." Because the worst fear for an Uber driver, Lyft Uber driver, the worst fear that they have is that, Friday, Saturday nights, you get a Gen Xer, you get a millennial in the car, and, they're gonna vomit in the car. So I think, you know what? Oh, I remember now. So she did get in the Uber, right? And then she was, I guess, giving indications that she was about to blow chunks. The Uber driver
told her to get out.
Told her to get out.
Or she said, stop the car, I have to get out.
Right.
And she exits the vehicle.
Right.
Uber driver takes off.
Yes, Uber driver took off.
Another car pulls up.
And then a stranger pulls up and tries to get her into the car.
Didn't she get into the car?
Yeah, she got into the car. That's right.
And Chloe was like seeing her on like her...
And she's never been seen again. Actually, yeah, she was fine. But, man, that's some scary crap right there. All right, the marijuana story. Are you a partaker? Do you partake? Are you a marijuana smoker? Are you a pot smoker? Are you the Uber driver with the giant bong that we just heard about and the car that reeks of marijuana? All right, so seriously, all kidding aside, if you're a pot smoker, I saw a new study out earlier this week that memory problems from cannabis may last long after quitting. So if you're a pot smoker, have you had memory issues? Or maybe you don't know that you have memory issues, but there's new research out. This is from the study finds, folks. People who have used cannabis more than 1,000 times show reduced brain activity during memory tasks, even long after stopping use. The effects were most noticeable in brain regions responsible for working memory. While the study found impacts on memory function, other mental tasks like emotional processing, language, and logical thinking were not significantly affected by heavy cannabis use. But it reads, think cannabis effects wear off once you decide to quit for good? Think again. New research suggests that heavy marijuana use could impact your brain's memory functions long after your last use. Wow. You could quit, and you've already frigged up your memory on certain levels.
Okay.
So just a little heads up. Listen, we've known numerous people over the years in the radio biz that were heavy partakers, consumers of the wacky weed.
1,000 times.
Yeah.
They do that in 6 months.
Dude, if you smoke every day or multiple times a day.
Yeah, they smoke twice a day.
You could do that in a year or get close
They're
to it.
pretty close.
Yeah.
Have life goals. 1,000 times in a year.
Oh, man. So memory problems are a potential issue here, according to this new research. So, hey, just know what you're getting into. Have you found yourself forgetful? Are you a heavy marijuana user? And have you detected that maybe your memory is slipping? Well, listen, if that's a trade-off that you're okay with, if getting high makes you happy and that's what you want to do and you're okay with your brain not functioning at peak performance. I've just known a lot of pot smokers that I've known over the years. They just seemed at times duller around the edges.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, MG.
What? MG?
What's your name? I forgot.
All right.
What? Huh? Where are we?
Yeah, why is this? Folks, we have the Fester story coming up in 7 minutes. Right? Say 8 o'clock.
We might be in a safe spot right now.
I said 8 o'clock.
I know you did.
I said 8 o'clock.
You did. I apologize.
I said straight up 8 o'clock. So Fester has a story that he could not tell earlier because of sensitivity issues, primarily with the family. So hold on. We'll get to in 7 minutes. 7 minutes away. All right, a couple of interesting things that caught my attention. There is a social media video that popped up in my scroll. I was scrolling.
Yeah, like an Instagram Reels?
Yeah, so a reel came up, and it's a video of a guy who stayed at a Marriott hotel in Colorado.
Okay.
And discovered a blinking white device under the coffee table in this Marriott hotel room. So there's some type of a coffee table, or I should say under one of the room's tables. So
usually the hotel rooms have like a desk-sized table or something, or a writing table.
Yeah, or see, I was thinking more of like a sitting room thing. But because sometimes like Embassy Suites, you'll have like a little sitting area
Yes.
and you'll have a little table. But listen to this. Has anyone, I'll tell you what, I'm going to start looking for this. When I check into hotels, I'm going to start seeing if this actually exists. And maybe you've already detected this. Maybe you already found this. Or I'll tell you what, after you hear what I'm going to tell you, you are now going to check things in your hotel room that you have not looked at before.
Is it like a carbon monoxide detector
No,
or something?
no. Listen to this. So,
Because carbon monoxide detectors are usually lower.
Right. Well, no.
Like smoke detectors are high.
No, the carbon monoxide detectors could be anywhere.
All right.
Yeah. All right. So a guy staying at a Marriott hotel in Colorado found a suspicious device underneath one of the tables. And the first thing is like, oh my God, am I being surveilled? Am I being bugged? What is this, a listening device? So it was a white, like square device, a white plastic device, and it had like green blinking lights on the device. It's like, what the hell's going on here? Why is this device stuck underneath a table in this Marriott hotel room? So he's showing this device on video in the reel that I saw, and he thought the place was freaking bugged. So he calls the front desk, and they say, oh, we'll send somebody up to get it. So they send someone to the room to get the device.
What is it?
They wouldn't tell him. They would not tell him what the white device was underneath the furniture, underneath a desk or a table that was white plastic, blinking green lights. But then he starts getting comments on the video that he posts. So I'm scrolling through the comments. And somebody that works for Marriott says that it's a device to keep housekeepers safe from violent guests. If anything goes wrong, the housekeeper can push a panic button on this device. I'd never heard of this.
Really?
Yes. So one of the commenters said, hey, I work for Marriott. It's a device to keep housekeepers safe from violent guests. If anything goes wrong, the housekeeper has an alert device.
And she knows to dive under a table?
Notifies the front desk which room they are in. I mean, I had no idea that this was a thing.
Now, was this a Marriott? Or was like...
No, it was a Marriott Holiday Inn.
No, but they have different names.
It was a Marriott Motel 6.
No, I mean, there's hotels called the Marriott.
Oh, you mean like the
They have like a whole
courtyard by Marriott?
Yeah, they have a whole family of hotels.
Right.
That's why I just want to know if you knew the name of the specific hotel he was in.
I don't. But isn't that interesting?
The Marriott.
The front desk wouldn't tell him what the device was. They just took it, no further explanation. Yeah. So apparently the device it looks like it's something made by Infosoft, or it's INFSOFT, and it's an Infosoft locator beacon. And they say, according to their website, it can be used as a beacon infrastructure for client-based positioning, indoor navigation. The beacon can pinpoint the location and help centralized hub locate the device, and it can be used as a panic button. So I guess there's a button on there. So if something is going on, if the housekeeper is in the room, and let's say the guest, the room's being made up while the guest is still there.
Is this the video?
Yeah, that's the video. That's it. That's the video. So, and again, you can see the guy. That's the exact video. Do you have? Bring up the audio. Hang on. Yeah, here we go. All right, here it is.
What is this?
Listen.
What is it? Show all different.
So we're at a Marriott, and then I'm laying on this couch.
What is this?
And I find something under here.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, it's Velcroed underneath.
What is it?
And what is this?
It's the white device. And it's got blinking green lights right in the middle, and it's got a button.
The green light's a button.
Yeah, the green light's a button, and the housekeeper, if they find themselves in a violent or some kind of a situation that's dangerous, they can like reach under the table and push the button, and it alerts the front desk that there's a problem, and then they know the specific room where it is.
That's crazy.
Isn't that nuts?
I mean, I'm all for housekeeper safety.
The device transmits low Bluetooth energy for tracking. Not used as a bug. I'll tell you what, I'm going to start looking under the tables and desks in my hotel rooms to see if this device is there.
He had to have had his head at that weird angle to where he could see under the table by laying on the couch.
So this is all like a suite room where they had a couch and then a table next to it, and he's laying on the couch and he like looks. The table was higher than the arm of the couch, and he kind of looks up while he's laying down. And he sees this white box that's blinking green. So there you go. All right, Fester, I think we are getting very close to 8 o'clock here on the MJ Morning Show. So I think we've reached the safe zone. It is, in fact, 8 o'clock.
All right.
At the MJ Morning Show. All right, Fester's got a story that, you didn't want to tell because you didn't want your family to, or you didn't want your daughter to hear it? Is that it?
She's very sensitive about this situation. And my wife kind of threatened me within an inch of my life to not talk about this on the radio.
Oh, so even though we're outside of where your daughter might be listening.
The whole situation my wife doesn't want to talk about. You can call her if you like. I mean, she's not going to stop me from talking about it. But she's not happy.
Hey, listen.
She doesn't know I'm going to talk about
Fester,
it.
our wives know.
They know.
Content stops for nobody.
Well, she said.
Listen, I got my wife's battered chopped meat face on my Instagram right now. Anything for a like and a click. And for a view, man.
I mean, anything.
I mean, if you haven't seen Michelle and the aftermath of her laser facial treatment, if you want to see something out of a horror movie, go look at what Michelle looks like right now on my Instagram, Certified MJ Radio. All right, go ahead.
So as this whole thing is unfolding, my wife even took a pause to say, "You're not going to talk about this on the radio."
Oh, that just makes it even more desirable.
No, absolutely not. No. So, no way. I would never violate that, honey. Absolutely not.
All right, so what happened?
So my daughter goes to school, right? She goes to school every day.
So this has to do with Hadley.
Yes.
13 years old.
7th grade.
7th grade, 13 years old.
And
incident at school.
Yes.
All right.
In between classes, kids are in a hallway. It's not a big hallway.
The incident.
It's a narrow hallway. It's a smaller school that she goes to.
Mm-hmm.
And kids are, passing each other, and they play and they jib and they jab back and forth. It's 7th graders.
Little jibber jabber?
Little jibber jabber back and forth.
All right, go ahead.
And a girl, a classmate, is eating candy. She has gummy, stringy candy, like shoelace gummies. Does that make sense?
Is there a brand name on this?
I don't know.
Stringy gummies?
I mean, I think Twizzler makes peel
so
apart.
It's like a gummy, but it's a long string.
A rope, maybe a gummy rope.
Like a candy rope kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right.
And she has it from her mouth.
Oh, so she's holding it in her mouth, and then she's holding it. She's holding it far out with her hand.
I think she was pulling it down, and she was holding it with her left hand, so it's kind of like low key, but it's in front of her, and she's eating it up.
Yep.
And my daughter, who plays with the other kids, and they're just jibbing, poking around, and I guess she played with this girl before, thought it would be funny to strum the candy like a guitar.
Strum her string?
Yeah, just bring, make
so
a
she's got
sound.
the long string of candy.
And it's pulled down to her belly button area.
Oh, no.
And
so Hadley takes her finger and strums the string?
Right. And she even made a little guitar sound, and she thought it was cute and funny, and this girl's her friend. Anyway, this girl might have been having the worst day of her life in some capacity. I don't know what was going on in this girl's world, but the reaction then was pretty violent. The girl reaches back and clocks Hadley on the side of the head.
Oh, my God.
Gives her
oh, really?
a slap. And
hold on, was it more of a, or was it a?
I think the first one.
All right, so that versus
All right, so.
Yes.
No, it wasn't multiple hits.
Oh, it was just one.
Although there was a crowd, because you're in the hallway in between classes, and there's a bunch of students, so it was in front of a teacher.
So Hadley touches her candy, and the other girl, a fellow 7th grader, hauls off and whacks her across the...
kind of boxes her ear.
Was it? Oh, so it was an ear hit.
It was a side of the head.
Oh, those
hit.
are some... Yeah, ear hits suck.
And I got to admit, my daughter probably hasn't been hit that many times in her life like that. I mean, ever. I mean, I don't.
Wow.
I don't know when she's ever gotten hit like that. And she's in shock. She's instantly emotional about it.
Oh yeah, I bet
the other
she
girl
probably started crying.
The other girl was shouting something at her. Hadley couldn't hear her because her ear was.
What was her name? Mike Tyson.
Pretty close. Evander Holyfield.
Yeah.
So Evander hits my daughter. Another friend had to step in the middle to break everything up to get her to stop yelling at my kid. And both of them get sent to the office right away. One's crying. The other one's crying for her reason. So my administrator...
Her ass is about to get suspended.
Well, she doesn't know this.
Okay.
My administrator suddenly has two crying 7th graders, 13-year-olds in his office.
With the incident.
And it happens right before last class of school.
Oh, wow.
So it's the end of the day. So the principal knows he's going to see either me or my wife in the next couple of minutes picking her up in car line. So he doesn't call, which is fine. And he calms the situation. And I go to pick my daughter up. And he kind of, waves me over to the side. He goes, hey. So when he comes to me, I usually know my daughter's in some kind of trouble. So I'm like, hey, what'd you do this time? She goes, she's not in trouble, but she got slapped today. I go, by whom?
She got slapped silly.
And she goes, she got slapped by another student. And there was an incident, and there was touching this, and somebody reacted. So now I pick Hadley up, and her eyes are bloodshot. She's been crying for the better part of the last hour. The other girl I didn't see, but I imagine she was very upset as well.
So what happens? I mean, do you have to go to like a parent conference?
Well, that's the thing. We really didn't get any answers. I hear the little part from the principal, who gave me a pretty accurate idea of what happened.
Right.
But didn't get into any detail.
Okay.
And he cannot share any information about the other student.
I don't know. The kid clocked your kid. Why can't you get any information?
I mean, all the information came out once you start piecing the story together, but from the administrator, they can't share any information about what happened to
Did they call you down?
So I contact him.
Okay. Oh, the principal.
Yeah, I contact the principal the evening before last. I'm like, hey, I sent him an email. I'd like to meet with you just to sort the whole situation out.
Gotcha.
I have a couple of questions about the whole event. Of course, the event's on camera. There's a video.
We got to get a hold of this.
There's a very grainy footage. He said, look, you really can't, other than...
I'm gonna Freedom of Information Act that.
Good luck.
We'll put that on the website.
Yeah, we'll get clicks,
Oh,
baby.
man, you know how many views that'll get on my Instagram?
Yeah, 7th graders going
Fester's
at it.
kid getting smacked in the side of the head.
So Hadley was very upset, but we went to the school yesterday.
That's worth 25,000 views.
At least.
All right, go ahead.
At least. You thought the kid
so you meet with the principal.
We meet with the principal.
When was it? Yesterday?
Yesterday at 11 o'clock.
Wow.
So, I'm there, with my mean face on, ready to defend my daughter, and listen, I'm not naive to the fact that my daughter causes enough chaos on her own. So I'm pretty level-headed about it. And the principal laid everything out, told us what happened. We got to ask any questions, the level of anger and unknown questions. Like, we think, this is a battery? Do we file a police report? We're going down crazy roads. Where was your, school resource officer? Blah, blah. Why didn't you call it? Everything that we came in with a head of steam on was relaxed. So then my wife says, hey, my daughter wants to be sure that there's, some kind of punishment. And the principal says that she's been punished. And her parents were in an hour before.
What day did this happen? This happened...
Today's Friday. This happened Wednesday.
Wednesday, so the meeting was yesterday. Thursday. Oh, was the girl that hit your daughter, was she in school yesterday?
Okay. So the principal says the other student there's been a punishment levied.
Right.
But he couldn't tell us what it was.
Was the kid at school yesterday?
Yes. What? He couldn't tell us. He goes, if you go to the county website, you can see the county rubric or the county disciplinary action.
The girl that hit your daughter was at school yesterday? Yes or no?
Yes. Hold on.
Yeah.
We look at the county website and we thought she might have got suspended for like a week.
But she was at school yesterday.
Turns out the girl received an in-school suspension.
Oh.
So she was at school, but I guess in-school suspensions when they separate you from the rest of...
Not in the Gen Pop.
Which is...
They had her in the shoe.
Yes, she was essentially... which is a really traumatic punishment for a seventh grade girl, I guess. I don't know.
She was in a box.
Which also seems like a very appropriate punishment for what went down, So the girl was there, and Hadley saw her out of the corner of her eye when she walked through the administration building earlier in the day.
Did Hadley give her the stink eye?
Nope. I said, "Did you talk to her?" And she's like, "Nope." I go, "Did she talk to you?" She's like, "Nope." But there's going to be an opportunity for the school to try to make everybody look nice.
So
I thought it was a lot worse where the girl got suspended for 10 days. And because if you strike somebody on the county website, and he didn't tell me what like category. There's like categories of disobedience.
Hold on. There's a category of smackage?
Like a level 1, level 2, level 3. That sounded like a good slap.
Yeah.
I don't think it went down like that.
All right.
But there's the different categories or classifications of incidents where you're just being a nuisance or you have a minor interaction or where you have like a big brawl.
All right. So
one isolated slap.
What are the possibilities for suspension if you slap a kid, hit a kid?
I looked at my own research on the county website. I thought the kid got a 10-day suspension. Now I'm thinking I want to call the principal. I'm like, hey, listen, 10 days is really way too much.
All right, let me deal out some MJ justice here. Some M justice.
Majustice.
No, it's just M justice. MJ, M justice. All right, let me tell you what. All right, the girl should not have slapped your kid. But listen, this is going to be short and sweet.
Yeah.
Tell your kid to keep her hands to herself.
Keep your hands to yourself.
All right, so you agree with me?
That was the message.
Right, don't touch the other kid's candy.
You don't know what kind of crazy's going on in somebody else's head at any given time.
Kid could have pulled out a box cutter.
Listen, I mean, it goes back to the other sage advice I give my daughter. Don't let your mouth write checks your ass can't cash. And at first, she didn't know what that meant, but she knows what it means now.
Do you think things will be patched up, or you think that this is...
They're 7th grade girls. And part of the meeting with the principal was under the guidance counselor's supervision, getting the girls together, seeing if they can't hug it out and make up, or be mortal enemies till the end of time. Either way, I want to know.
All right, let me ask a question.
Sure.
I'm moving on.
Move on, please.
I've got a question.
Let's go.
Complete shift of gears here on the MJ. Grinding them gears here on the MJ Morning Show. I'm serious. I'm just asking a question. Do we really need a new Will Smith album? All right.
Oh, man.
I told you, I'm shifting gears, man.
You want to talk about a guy I haven't thought about in a while as far as the singer goes.
Yeah. Hey, speaking of slapping, put that audio up where Will Smith slapped the crap out of Chris Rock on stage at the award show.
This actually ties in perfectly.
Oh, it is? Well, look at that. And it was completely intentional. I
couldn't have planned it better if you tried.
I totally planned it. No, I had no idea. I didn't know what your story was. This is just coincidental.
No, just coincidental.
Yeah, no, this is just...
Will Smith.
Yeah, so I saw an entertainment story yesterday that Will Smith has announced his first album since 2005. It's been 20 years since Will Smith has had an album. Is this part of his like rehabilitation? Listen,
I think he's pretty well rehabilitated.
Yeah, but the question stands. Do we really need a new Will Smith album? I think I had enough with is DJ Jazzy Jeff? He got the short end of that stick. Is he still around? I think he was like
alive around.
I think he was like a passerby in Men in Black. I think he got some bit part. He just walked. He was a man walking on sidewalk. Man walking. Hey, listen. The world is really saying, "Oh my God! You know what the world is missing? A new Will Smith."
Rocky, to refresh memories, made like the dumbest and easiest joke about
my wife's name out your mouth. Wasn't that
Chris Rock made like a G.I. Jane joke, which is a totally irrelevant movie. Wasn't a funny joke. It didn't even get a laugh. And then Will in the front row, keep my wife's name out your bleeping mouth.
Yeah, out your bleeping mouth.
And then he climbs on the stage and gives him a smack. And then he wins an award for best actor. How awkward is it? And now he's banned for 10 years from the award show.
Speaking of your kid in the school story.
Yeah.
I had another item which kind of comports a little bit. Do you want to hear about a little psycho kid? This is a 3-year-old toddler at daycare. Is this an indication? I saw this. I'm like, you know what? We ought to talk about this. Is this an indication of like a brewing sociopath or a budding psychopath? Do you have insight? Do you think there's insight on a young kid like 3, 4, 5 years old, do you think you can tell if there's like something wrong and there's going to be a problem later on?
You might, maybe I might be a little on the young side.
All right, listen to this little hooligan. Listen to this little genetic mistake. All right, so a 3-year-old kid gets a hold of adult sharp scissors at the daycare center.
Right.
And cuts another girl's ponytail off.
All right.
Oh, man. My son, aged 3, was in the toddler room at a local daycare center. Generally played nicely with a little girl named Abby. He chopped off Abby's ponytail. The mother's trying to figure out how did the 3-year-old have the dexterity to use a large pair of adult scissors?
He figured it out.
And then the mother wants to know, wait a minute. Aren't they supposed to have like little safety scissors? Remember those scissors when we were kids?
Yeah, they couldn't cut anything barely.
You couldn't cut jack. I mean, it was like remember you would try to cut construction paper. Remember construction paper?
And you'd be chomping and nothing.
And it would the scissors would turn sideways and not cut diddly squat.
It might dent the paper.
And then the front tips were rounded. I mean, you couldn't put someone's eye out with those things if you tried for 10 hours.
All right. So I mean, maybe in the teacher's desk they had a bigger pair of...
apparently there was a large pair of scissors that was left near a printer. That was... the kid gets the... I mean, but that's maniacal. To go grab the adult scissors and then cut little Abby's ponytail off?
All right, first of all...
That kid's a menace.
I feel bad for Abby, but... I mean, when you're 3 years old, I thought you were going to say the kid lit the school on fire, or
that's next.
He was writing anarchy symbols on the chalkboard.
Gonna set the school on fire with his eyeballs, like fire starter or something.
I mean, that kid might have issues, but this kid just seemed like he was a little overzealous, and he shouldn't have, touched the other girl. But give him a pass on this one.
I don't know. I think this is a little psychopath that's just percolating.
Dude, I think this is a career in barberism. Barbershop? What's the name of that? Hair? Beauty school? I don't know.
A barbarian?
A barbarian. The barbarian barber. He'll take it all off.
Oh, man. I've got 2 interesting relationship type stories. One of them I'm calling BS on, but everyone's buzzing about AI and artificial intelligence. And do you know what is budding and brewing now? Now, we've heard about these realistic, like relationship dolls, and some of these are like $10,000.
Yeah.
Listen, I don't know what creeps are buying these, these dolls, these, female dolls, but AI girlfriends are, I guess, the thing of the future, but some of it's here now.
Really?
AI girlfriends. And some men are admitting that they would marry a robot lover.
Oh, man.
An AI. Now, I know that we've seen these so-called sex dolls, and I know there's some. I've seen stories about them. There was some creepy thing that Michelle and I saw on HBO like 20 years ago. It's a long time ago, and it was like guys and so there was some like really realistic. Well, I mean, as realistic as a latex girl doll is. Yeah. But this is like 20 years ago. Michelle and I were up in bed, we're watching TV, and this made such an impression, like scarred me. And it was like this whole documentary on guys, and they didn't have real relationships. They had relationships with these semi-realistic looking dolls. And I remember that the guy's doll needed repair, and they had to crate her up in a wooden crate to ship her back to the repair center for the love doll. I mean, just crazy stuff.
Dude, forget about learning to be a mechanic or going to airplane engine school. Forget that. You go to Emory-Riddle, quit. Get into AI doll repair. That's a budding industry.
Forget about your airframe and power plant license.
Get that.
Sex doll repair license. No, so listen to this. A new survey has found that 8 in 10 men would consider marrying an artificial intelligence and AI girlfriend? 83% believe they could form a deep emotional bond with a robot in this way. What?
Oh, no. I mean, I can't handle a robot bitching and complaining to me.
Listen to this. Talks about dating being tough. People looking high and low to find the perfect match. With the rapid advancement of technology, it's not surprising that many are turning to artificial intelligence to help in their quest for love. But it's not just about crafting the perfect dating profile or coming up with, pickup lines or, working on your game. Dr. Ian Pearson, a futurologist, is that like Ray Kurzweil? Known for his 85% accuracy rate in predictions. Okay, yeah, let me see the justification for an 85. Let me see your predictions. Let me see your bona fide proven predictions, and let me see this 85%.
85% success rate.
Dr. Ian Pearson, a futurologist, 85% accuracy, caused a little bit of a kerfuffle. He claimed that by 2050, sex with robots would be more common than sex with humans. 2050. That's 25 years from right now.
Okay.
A quarter century, 25 years.
Okay.
Sex with robots will be more common than sex with actual human beings?
I mean, think about it. I mean, they don't eat much. I mean, going to dinner won't
But then
cost nearly as much.
Then there's new research that says that it's going to be much sooner than that.
If you take your robot on a date to a movie, do you have to buy a ticket? Because they are taking a seat.
Eva AI, a platform offering AI girlfriends, decided to investigate whether men are ready to embrace the cyber intimacy. They surveyed 2,000 men and found that 8 out of 10 believe AI girlfriends could completely replace human companionship.
Would you put a seatbelt on an AI girlfriend if you went out on the town?
Or
like driving around?
Or if you get in an accident, it's okay if she just goes flying right through the windshield?
Is she soft enough to be a semi-airbag? I don't know.
Come on.
Okay.
Andrew asked me in my headphones, Andrew, our producer off the air, said, hey, you ever see the movie Her? You know what? I think Michelle and I turned that thing off. Yeah, I don't think we finished Her.
Was that a
Joaquin
Phoenix movie?
Joaquin Phoenix. Yeah. I don't think we finished that movie. There are not many movies that we don't complete, but I'm pretty sure that Her it was like we shut it. We just didn't finish it. It didn't interest me. I'm like, I'm not watching that. We turned it off. It's like one of the few movies I can remember that we didn't finish watching in a very, very long time. All right, so that's the whole AI girlfriend front. I'm sorry. I have no interest in that.
Not yet, anyway. But
the study also reveals that people are banking on AI to reconnect with those they miss but can no longer reach.
What are you gonna have, like an AI doll of your dead mother or something?
No, like maybe like a girlfriend or someone that you had a relationship with early on, maybe it didn't come to fruition, that you can get an AI relationship started with like a past fling or flame.
Well, how crazy is that? You could send like 50 pictures over to an AI customization factory and get a doll that looked just like your ex? That's nuts.
I don't know if I'm buying that, but all right. Then let me morph into another relationship item. And I think I'm calling BS. This sounds like just a real self-promotion game. This woman claims that she's the world's most wanted girlfriend. She's cute, I'll tell you that. But Vera Dimans, Diijkmans. I'm thinking that there's all kinds of like silent crap in there. Vera Dimans, 27 years old, says that she is the world's most wanted girlfriend. So how does she come up with this? Yeah, if you want to did you bring it up?
I have a photo of here, like her wearing earmuffs and not much else.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, she's cute.
Is she a real person or is she an AI creation?
She's got a shape to her. No, she's a real girl.
Okay.
No, she's real. So she's from Miami. Bienvenidos a Miami. So she's from Miami, and she says that she's collected 5,000 men that are vying to be her boyfriend.
What is she trying to accomplish?
I don't know, but she's got a big social media presence. She's got a hell of a body on her, I'll tell you that.
She does.
I'm just being honest. She's got a body, and she's cute. Michelle, there's no competition here.
Yeah, I mean, this woman wins hands down.
So she's what?
I mean,
what the hell you just say?
This one smokes them all.
You said she smokes Michelle?
I mean,
Come on. Why would you say that? Don't say that out loud.
Smokes everybody.
Don't say that out loud. So if you want to take a look at her, Vera Diijkmans.
Yeah, wow.
It's Diijkmans. And she says she's got 5,000 guys. So she's taking applications. This is a gimmick. All right, she's got 5.5 million followers.
5.5 million and one
on Instagram. Oh, you just followed her?
I just gave her a follow for research purposes only.
Oh my God! All right. Despite nearly breaking the internet with her buzzy boyfriend application, that's the deal. Okay. So she started an application process. You want to be my boyfriend? Come on, this is such a gimmick. This is a self-promotion gimmick.
That's all it is.
To juice up her earning potential, juicing up her followers. She's providing content, pictures, and videos. And then, what can I do to get things buzzing even more? I'll open up an application process for guys to apply to become my boyfriend.
All right, I'll tell you right now.
What a racket.
This Vera is very beautiful.
Oh, she is.
A sandwich wouldn't hurt. I mean, you don't have to hold the mayo every time, Vera.
Boyfriend applications. So, apparently she hasn't found any yet. Oh, what a shocker.
5,000 guys.
What a shocker. So, this is a gimmick. It's a self-promotion gimmick.
And we're falling for it hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah, so I'm looking at her boyfriend application. Name, date, place, age, your astrological sign.
Very important stuff.
Number of ex-girlfriends.
100.
Number that are crazy.
99.
Number of the print is, she's picked a weird freaking font. Oh, number you still talk to or text. Do you have kids? Do you want them? Are you married or dating someone else? If yes, please explain why you're filling this out.
Are you filling this out as you go?
Yeah. Let's see here. Do you have a full-time job? Yes, no. If you were, again, I can't, some of this. All right. If you were picking 3 adjectives to describe yourself, would one of them be douchey?
Oh man!
Oh yeah.
You know what?
Yeah. A guy's gonna self-admit. Yeah, I'm douchey.
I mean, if it was 3, probably no. But
I'm an STD. That's a South Tampa douchebag.
How many?
You ever heard the?
Yeah, of course I've heard the STDs.
The South Tampa douchebags.
Yeah,
They're called STDs. Yeah. I know numerous South Tampa douchebags.
All right. If I was describing myself in 3 words, no. But if I had 5 words, maybe. I'm a little douchey.
Boyfriend application.
Good for her.
She's not going to be hooking up with some guy in a real boyfriend-girlfriend relationship.
She's not going to meet any of these guys, but she's going to exploit this whole thing.
That's
to
what
get
it is.
followers.
It's clickbait followers. It's to monetize
Good
her social
her.
media.
I wish we would have thought of it.
But what dude is really applying thinking they have a chance with this smoke show? Come on.
None of it matters.
Get
She's
outta
making
here.
it all. Let's say she's making it all. She can say she has 10,000 next week.
Anyway, if you want to look her up, I'm not gonna link it on the website. But if you want to look her up, Vera, Vera, like Vera from Scooby Doo. Zoink, Scoob. So Vera.
Wasn't that Velma?
Oh, that's Velma. Oh, I'm sorry.
Vera.
Zoink, Scoob. Vera was from Mel's Diner.
Yeah, the only Vera I could think of in
Vera
pop
was
culture is Alice.
Yeah, Vera was the ditz that was in that old Alice TV show. That's right.
Oh, I always thought was kind of hot.
Oh, get out of here. So, Vera, so her last name is Dijk. It's not 2 I's. So Dijkmans.
Hold on a second.
What?
Vera from Alice. You didn't think there was something about her?
No.
What, were you a Flo fan?
No, I wasn't a Flo fan either.
Or were you an Alice fan?
No. No, I
like Linda
dude, I was
Lavender.
8 years old when that show, 8, 9 years old when that show was on. And then Alice just died. Linda Lavin.
Linda Lavin died like a year or so ago?
No, I thought recently. Linda Lavin, I think.
She died like a New Year's or something, like during Christmas break.
Yeah, that's not a year ago.
Well, it was. I actually looked her up recently.
When did she die? December 29th?
Yeah.
Yeah, she died just after Christmas.
For some reason, I looked up Linda Lavin
a month ago.
And she died like during the Christmas break. And that's the worst part of the year to die because nobody really acknowledges it. Especially when you die the same week as Jimmy Carter.
I would like to know if this is true.
What is it?
Person buys a $50 painting at a garage sale in Minnesota.
Oh, let me guess. There's like the Constitution behind the painting.
Yeah, you're close. You're close.
What, the Magna Carta?
Yeah. All right.
What?
Here's the deal. A person buys a painting for $50 at a
Van Gogh painted it?
Yes.
Van Gogh?
It was a Van Gogh.
Shut up. I was just guessing.
No, I'm serious. It was. True.
Oh, man. I don't know.
It was Ear Dude. Seriously.
Ear Dude.
Ear Dude. All right. So, a New York-based art firm is confirming, they've announced that their experts have absolutely verified that a painting bought for 50 freaking bucks at a Minnesota garage sale is a long-lost work by Vincent van Gogh.
Who would buy this ugly painting at all?
The value of the painting is put at about $15 million.
Holy cow.
Holy shit.
Oh my.
$50 at a garage sale and you get a $15 million painting. Holy So, it was the stylistic features, but also, there's something really telling in this Van Gogh.
Oh, the guy has one ear.
Hang on. So the painting was purchased for $50 in Minnetonka, Minnesota. There's a huge report that just came out, a 450-page report from these art experts came out this week, making the case for the authenticity of the Van Gogh. The report says that Van Gogh painted Elimar in 1889 while confined to a French psychiatric asylum. Is that after the ear incident? The same place that he created other famous paintings like Starry Night, with very famous Van Gogh.
Okay.
So listen to this. Their expert team, including art experts, historians, scientists, and data analysis, includes an analysis of the writing in the word Elimar in the corner of the painting, Elimar, if I'm pronouncing that properly, and an analysis of the materials used to create the painting, and a DNA analysis of a red hair found in the painting that was determined to have come from a human male.
That's crazy.
The report also states that paintings contain several stylistic elements, and they're putting the value of the painting at $15 million, and it was a $50 garage sale find up in Minnesota. Yeah. Minnesota, Van Gogh, yeah. The ear guy, yeah, the ear. Oh, yeah, you know about the ear.
Oh, don't you know?
Oh, don't you know the ear? Yeah. Man, that's... What about the Pollock? You know, the Pollock, like the whole controversy, the Pollock paintings, Jackson Pollock. Yeah, it looks like the guy was having a seizure, with a paint can, and those things go for a fortune. And there was a whole documentary on someone that claimed that it was a Pollock, and it was like
it was just like a couple of 3-year-olds made it.
Well, that's some of the Jackson Pollock stuff. But that's some crazy stuff as well.
So if this is really a Van Gogh and they put a value of $15 million, one of these uber-rich oligarchs is going to buy it for like $50 million. The price of art, authentic art in this environment that we're in right now is just through the roof. Van Gogh died at 37 years old. He didn't have a long life.
He was 37?
37.
And he looked a lot older than that. Yeah.
He was born in the late 1800s.
Yeah, I think he offed himself. That's why he died at 37. I think he What did he hang himself or something?
I don't know.
Or, no, I think he shot himself.
Tried chopping his wang off.
No, I
It
think
didn't work.
after the ear, he went for the wang.
My ear wasn't enough. Off with the wang.
I will now chop my wang off.
Goodbye, Pecker.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. All right. So, yeah, he did. Andrews, he did shoot himself.
All
So
right.
Van Gogh shot himself.
He had a very amazingly talented artist who lived a amazingly troubled life.
How whacked is this? Have you ever heard of people charging to attend their birthday party? You ever heard of this?
I thought I heard of somebody charging to attend a wedding.
Yeah,
But never a birthday
we
party.
might have done that story. It sounds somewhat
Yeah.
familiar. But a woman receives an invitation to a friend's birthday party, and if you want to attend the birthday party, it was $499.
Oh my God!
Yeah.
Why? That's nuts.
And then if you have a plus one, $250. So $499 for you, and if you want to bring a guest,
Why are they half price?
Additional $250.
How come I'm not $250? Why are they $250?
It's a bundle. It's the bundle.
You know what?
You get the bundle.
You bundle and save.
That's
Bundle
it.
Ruski, bundle Ruski, bundle Ruski.
This is insane. I've never heard of this.
That's a lot of money.
Charging $500, $499 to go to someone's birthday party.
Is this like a destination birthday party? Are you going to like Atlantic
No.
City for the weekend?
So this individual on Reddit. So this is a great Reddit post on a Reddit forum, and there's a picture of the invite. And the invite was texted to all the recipients. So it was like a piece of artwork that was texted to everyone on the guest list. It stated that the celebration would take place on a Monday, on February 3rd. Is that the February? Let me just confirm on my calendar. So Monday, Monday, February 3rd.
Yeah, today's the last day of January.
Yeah. Oh, today's the 31st.
Yeah.
Tomorrow is Feb 1.
Yes.
Oh my God. So the celebration, Monday, February 3rd. So that's coming up this Monday, 5:30 to 7:30 p.m. Friends will be charged $499, while guests of friends will be $250. What the? Friend got elected for city council and purchased a new home, and somehow this makes sense to her, they wrote.
Hold on. You're paying $500 for a 2 or 3 hour party?
That's what it appears to be. It's 2 hours, 5:30 to 7:30.
On a Monday.
Invitation only this Monday. $500.
No two things make sense here.
All right, that's nuts.
Who has a party on a Monday? Second of all, who has a party for just 2 hours? Then who charges $500, $750 if you want to bring somebody?
Yeah, some are suggesting, maybe it's a political fundraiser, you know?
Maybe. But that's ridiculous.
Yeah, I don't know. Hey, anyone get charged to go to a party?
I thought you were going to say like $50 or something to
No,
cover like an expense.
$499. All right. Anyone want to share any stories? Anyone been charged to go to a party? 800-99. Oh, Andrew already has a call that we've got a self caller that didn't even I didn't even have to ask for a call, but I will. Have you ever been charged to go to a party, birthday party, wedding, anniversary, whatever? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. What about parties where you're invited and then they want you to like split the check? I mean, what's the ruling on that? You got a whole bunch of people at a birthday dinner and then they want you to split the check. I mean, if you're throwing a party, shouldn't that be part of the deal that you're picking up the tab?
I don't know, man.
Anyone ever get charged to go to a birthday party or the like? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047 gets you into the MJ Morning Show. Ian is in Apollo Beach. Hey, Ian.
Hey guys, I threw my wife a birthday party where it's like the Japanese teppanyaki chef or whatever.
Yeah.
They charge like $50 or $60, and I asked people up front because there's going to be like 20 or 30 people coming.
Yeah.
And I just don't got that kind of money, so I asked them, hey, if you guys are willing to come, it's $50 versus $30 at the restaurant. Yada yada. Would you want to come? I supply all the liquor and the beer and whatever and the drinks and. We just have a fun time, but, part of me sits like that's kind of out of pocket, like to do that. But at the same time, I just don't got $1,500 laying around to feed 20, 30 people.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So
How many people came to the birthday?
How many people said screw off, and how many people paid the money?
yeah, it was about 30 people showed up. I even hired,
Well, hold on. 30 showed up. How many did you invite?
I asked around 30 or 40, and but,
So almost everyone agreed to pay the money and show up.
Right. Almost everyone did, and there were some people that were kind of like, "Hey, man, let's just do it at the Japanese restaurant." I'm like, "Well, then you're paying $35-40, and you're no tip and yada yada." So
you had a private
part of me
experience.
does, I don't like.
And you were throwing in the booze. You were supplying the drinks.
Yeah, I'm 50-50. I could see their side where it's like, hey, I don't really want to spend my own money, but
Was the guy clanking knives together and flipping shrimp tails in their hat?
it was at our HOA, our clubhouse, and there was freaking flames flying 10 feet in the air. I thought they were going to shut us down.
Burn the clubhouse to the ground. That's an HOA violation.
They're gonna fine you for that, Ian.
So did he bring his own teppanyaki grill?
Yeah, brought his own grill and his own food, and some people had lobster and steak and shrimp and.
Oh yeah, the lobster's an upcharge.
Phenomenal.
Yeah,
that's
right. It's a little upcharge.
A little upcharge on lobster.
You're gonna be 65, sir, not 50. Yeah, Ian, it sounds like you provided an experience.
In the restaurant they call that a supplement. That's a supplement.
It sounds like you provided a night out. I mean, I understand that a little bit. I mean, there's a hard expense, and you're right. $1,500 might be a little bit out of most people's. Just for a birthday.
But it was a good time. It was great, right?
I got a girl from Busch Gardens that does the characters, and I paid for her to go around and no charges, go around and just give everyone a character drawing and just have, I try to make a fun night of it.
Thanks, Ian. Good story. Thank you. I appreciate it. Maria is in Tampa. Hello, Maria. You're on the MJ Morning Show.
Good morning. How are you?
We are well, Maria. What's your story?
I did get an invitation one time for a graduation party, and the invitation said that no present was required.
But were they charging you to go to the party?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
We didn't hear that part.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
So how much were they charging to go to the graduation party?
It was a $50 charge.
$50?
And it included everything, food and everything, and the present. So.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
So maybe like a portion of that money went toward a present, one specific big present.
How much went to the actual food costs, and what was the profit margin that they were going to pocket?
Yeah, it was pretty good food, and they didn't have. It wasn't booze, they didn't have booze. It was like bring your own bottle if you want.
Yeah.
But they did have drinks.
And whose graduation was this?
It was a nephew of a friend of mine, and it was a pretty big party.
All right. Thanks for the call. Appreciate it. How many people?
I believe there was like 150.
Oh my God! All right.
She brings up a good point.
They made a haul. 150 people at $50 a pop. Let me do the math on that.
$7,500.
Is that what it is?
I think so.
50 times 150 is 750. Yeah.
$7,500.
$7,500.
Wow.
That's a haul. Oh, trust me, they did the food and bev much less than that.
On the cheap.
This is a profit. Don't bring a gift because we're pocketing $5,000 in cash.
$6,000.
All right.
No gift needed. We bought my kid a car.
All right. One more call.
Yeah, I'm never bringing a gift if they want me to pay for it to even go. That's right.
Terry, you did. If you went, you did give the gift. You gave a nice cash gift. Terry in Lakeland, last call on this. Go ahead.
Hi, good morning.
Hey, Terry.
So I received a text invite to a baby shower for a former coworker. I thought we were friends.
Yep.
First of all, I was like, "Where's the paper invitation?" I was like, "Have we done away with that?" But okay, so and it was at a paint with a twist kind of environment, and I was like, "That's an odd place for a baby shower." So I get there. I had ordered my gift from Amazon. I had a card, and I put the receipt in there so she knew what she was getting. I get there, and she's like, "You're not painting?" I'm like, "No, I did this on a cruise. I'm a terrible painter. Don't ever give me a brush. I'm just not for sure." "Well, we're just about to start." And I stood there, and the whole room was looking at me, and I was like, And I'm waiting for her to say, well, you don't need to paint. You can just sit here and drink with us and, enjoy the company. And it was like the longest silence ever. And I was dismissed. Like, because I wasn't painting, I was dismissed. That I was going to have to pay for on
You know
top
what?
of it.
The place kind of rented the whole joint out to her on the assumption everybody who comes is going to paint and buy a piece of ceramic and then have it fired. They were counting on you buying.
Are you still friends with this individual?
I have not heard from her. I've not gotten a thank you. And I mean, it was only this past Saturday. I haven't gotten a thank you. I did check Amazon. She did receive all 3 of my gifts.
Oh, this is fresh. This just happened.
Yes, this just happened this past Saturday, and I was so embarrassed. I left there. I sat in my car, and I was angry, and then I cried, and I was like, "What just happened?" I was dismissed because I didn't want to pay to paint at a baby shower, which was I thought was an odd. Why is anybody drinking at a baby shower? She's pregnant.
Oh, no. These paint your own ceramic crap places love getting you drunk.
Yeah, and if you're a third trimester, you can start boozing it up really big.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
No issues.
No, but all kidding aside, I've known of pregnant women where the doc, the OBGYN, says that
a glass of wine.
Late in the third, you're a month out from giving birth. I know that there have been women where they claim the OBGYN has said, yeah, you can have a glass of wine or whatever. So.
Well, that was true. My son is 27 now, but back in the day, after I had a procedure, he told me to go home and have a glass of wine. So I was like, okay, is there some property in the wine that's going to close up my cervix now? I don't know. I don't know. But I was I'm really taken aback by this. I'm saddened that we've lost the niceties of paper invites. And
Terry, how much did you spend on the 3 Amazon gifts?
It was over $60.
Yeah.
I bought from her. I didn't want to spend $200 on the stroller. I bought from her registry off of Amazon. So I bought her 3 items. Actually, I bought her 2 items that she wanted, and then I added baby mittens to it because I remember when my son was little, he would scratch his face because he was all jerky and everything. So I bought her a bunch of baby mittens so she could have that because that wasn't on her registry.
Right.
But it was over $60, and I wasn't. All the other stuff had been spent, but I still wanted to get her something that she actually wanted.
Wow, great call.
And it was just it was so sad, and I felt shunned, and I don't know, because I didn't want to paint an awful picture.
You might want to see a therapist over this, Terry.
Terry, it sounds
really
like you're a mental wreck over this thing.
You're just quite distraught.
Yeah.
I worked with her for 2.5 years.
Okay,
so
I get it.
All right, Terry, do you need to pull over and take a deep breath?
No, I'm already in my work parking lot. I'm good.
Okay, all right, Terry.
We're going to send you a psychiatric consultation fee for this.
All right, Terry, thanks for calling.
Thanks for making me laugh in the morning, guys.
Our pleasure. Hey, if you can keep listening, we're gonna have some profanity on the air next.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, this is a very interesting story, and I'm just gonna do it. I'm gonna tell everyone right now we're gonna have profanity on the air next here on the MJ Morning Show. Terry, have a great weekend, and folks, you want to keep listening. What profanity will be on the air? Unbleeped, unedited, unbleeped. What will be on the air next? And I think I have the license to do this.
All right, we'll find out.
I'm telling you right now, I believe that I have the absolute express written consent, not of Major League Baseball.
No.
But I believe I've got consent to play this profanity on the air. So what the hell am I talking about? What's the profanity? Who said it? You will find out next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Again on Monday, and I believe, within a month or so, we should be able to announce the latest member joining the MJ Morning Show, the newest, upcoming full-time cast member of the MJ Morning Show is forthcoming. I'm going to warn everyone, there's going to be profanity. I'm going to broadcast profanity in just a matter of moments, and I think I'm 100% cleared to do so.
Okay.
And I will explain in a matter of moments. So who uttered this profanity? What did they profanely say? What has happened in other media? Well, I'll tell you. I'll tell you. Coming up in a second. All right, quickly, just a little update on the plane crash up in Washington, D.C. Again, God, the sinking feeling I get in my stomach when I think about it. And the passengers on that plane. And, Michelle and I had a discussion last night. It's like, did they survive the fall? What goes through your head? Do you have any time to even think? And I'm guessing the answer is no. I don't think you had any time to think. A midair collision like that, I think it was pretty much, if there's any saving grace, that there probably wasn't any pain and suffering. I'm guessing that a high-speed collision at midair, 400 feet up, I'm guessing it was pretty instantaneous. But you think about, you're on an airplane, you're 15 seconds away.
I mean, you're looking out the window.
Yeah,
the ground is getting closer.
You're looking at the lights below, and here you hit the dark Potomac, and you're literally, they were 10, 15 seconds away from landing on runway 33 at Reagan National at KDCA, and and then your life is over. I mean, you just had a couple of hour flight from Wichita, Kansas to Washington. You're just seconds away from touching down, and then boom, Blackhawk just broadsides you midair. So to answer Michelle's question, I don't think, she was asking, were they alive when they hit the water? I'm saying, I don't think so. I do not think so. So a couple of, quickies here. They did recover both of the so-called black boxes. They are bright orange in most cases. The cockpit voice recorder, or the CVR, and the flight data recorder, the FDR. So they have both of those, and they didn't have to take them far. The analysis lab where these black boxes are taken to extract data, the actual NTSB offices and lab is a mile from the crash site. I mean, literally in their backyard is where this happened. So the boxes were taken. Also reports that the helicopter was too high. That the helicopter was up around 400 feet, and the helicopter in that corridor should have been down around 200 feet.
Yeah.
So that would have been below, even though even then that's too close. There's not enough separation.
Yeah, but it made a big difference.
Guess what? Everyone would be alive, and the plane would have landed. And you might have heard, a plane and a
close call in Washington. It was the Black Hawk helicopter.
But still, you think about, how 2 seconds might have made a difference here. Just where each was, just the timeline of just a couple of seconds either way would have meant the difference between life and death. And of course, 64 people, including crew, 60 passengers, 4 crew members, and then 3 on the Black Hawk. They said the Black Hawk chopper was very experienced, like 1,000 hours. That's a high number of hours. In a Black Hawk helicopter, having 1,000 hours?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot of time.
It's not like you're a commercial pilot and you're flying, 3.5 hour, legs. Black Hawk helicopter, you're looking at, 15, 20 minutes here and there, 1,000 hours, that's an experienced pilot. What the hell happened? One of the theories, if you look at the video of the airplane and then the Black Hawk approaching from the left, that Earthcam skyline. And by the way, more new videos have arisen.
Yeah, I've seen several different angles now, where yesterday I only saw like 2.
There are now 2 aerial shots where you can see the debris fall. I mean, there are some better videos that have emerged late last night and today. But one of the theories is, if you listen to air traffic control, that the pilot of the Black Hawk, acknowledges seeing the other aircraft, and then the controller's like, go behind. Now, if you look at the video, off in the distance, you see the American Airlines flight that crashed, and you see the Black Hawk, and you see the midair explosion. But if you look in the forefront of the screen a little higher, there's another plane that appears to be climbing out. Did the pilot confuse planes? Was that the plane that he was going behind, and he just had the wrong flight? Maybe his eyes were fixated on the other airplane that you can see on the video. So maybe that's a possibility. But just a terrible, terrible accident. So
does the helicopter have a black box on it?
Yeah, in many cases they do. I don't know if the Army's confirmed yet whether, I haven't seen that yet, but it is not unlikely. It is possible that, again, there might be a black box and voice recorder on the Black Hawk. I haven't seen a determination on that yet. All right, so what is this profanity thing? Who uttered the profanity? Well, I'll tell you right now. It was at a presser yesterday at the White House, in the White House press room. This was a presser yesterday afternoon, and they had the new transportation secretary there.
He was confirmed that day yesterday.
Yeah.
Yesterday was his confirmation day.
Like first day on the job. The new transportation secretary. Previous secretary is Pete Buttigieg in the Biden administration. So now there's a new transportation secretary. Sean Duffy, that has already been confirmed. First day on the job, and you're dealing with this. Yeah. So Trump is at this presser yesterday. It's live on all the cable channels. Some of the networks even took the presser live yesterday afternoon. And let me just play this audio here. Go ahead and listen to what transpired.
The FAA, which is overseen by Secretary Pete Buttigieg, a real winner. That guy's a real winner. Do you know how badly everything's run since he's run this Department of Transportation? He's a disaster. He was a disaster as a mayor.
All right, listen, wherever you are on the political spectrum, I don't think this was a time to politicize. But anyway, so obviously this is President Trump. And I think I've got the green light here. Hey, I'm going with it.
He ran his city into the ground, and he's a disaster now. He's just got a good line of bullshit. The Department of Transportation, his government.
I don't know that I've ever seen a president use that language at the podium.
At the press conference. Hey, listen, that's the President of the United States on live television yesterday. And I think that gives me the green light to play a news clip from the President of the United States.
What's the FCC going to do on that one?
I'll tell you what.
Their boss.
Guess who ran it again last night? I don't know about the other networks because I didn't watch. I usually will watch a little bit of each network broadcast. You know, ABC News with David Muir, NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt. They've got the new CBS Evening News with
I don't know who's doing it.
Yeah, Maurice Dubois is it, and then the John Dickerson. So they have a whole new revamped CBS Evening News. Last night, I was able to squeeze in. I was able to squeeze in NBC Nightly News with Lester Holt, and guess what? 6:30 Eastern Time last night. Runs locally on Channel 8, WFLA Channel 8. They ran the clip. So NBC News, they ran unbleeped, full Trump bulls, on air. So I believe I have clearance to run that. Do I have clearance?
Yes, you do.
Roger, clearance, over. What's our vector, Victor? Yeah, I think that I've got full clearance on that. But it's not often that you hear that. Just blatantly blown out. In a presser. All right, 9:10 at the MJ Morning Show here on Q105, 104.7 FM. Fester, have you purchased your
Monster Jam
tickets?
Yes. I got 2 tickets. Monster Jam.
And am I to assume that you haven't heard from your former friend about going into the Skybox this year?
I'm letting this friend cool down a little longer.
And maybe Monster Jam 2026?
Maybe. Monster Jam. So Fester is going to be in the regular crowd at Monster Jam this weekend at Raymond James Stadium.
I can only do that for so long.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
If that guy croaks, I guess I could do a stand-in, right?
I mean, in a pinch.
In a pinch,
MJ, we need you.
I could do the Monster Jam commercials. It does hurt my throat when I do that, though. Holy crap. Wow.
Yeah, we're excited. We love Monster Jam.
Yeah.
If you've never been to Monster Jam, you got to go at least once.
So typically, you know what? I was just opposed to it. I'm like, what kind of redneck rally? What kind of, So I always had a preconceived notion on Monster Jam. I'm like, come on, what is this? I'm not going to. So I end up going, and we bring the kids, and Michelle goes with me. This is like, 2008, 2009, when we were at the other radio station, and we were able to go up in a skybox. And regardless, whether I was in the regular crowd or if I was up in a suite, so I had a negative preconceived notion of Monster Jam. Like, I'm telling you right now, I loved it. It was awesome.
Yeah, it's an awesome event.
It was incredible. So that's an example. And we've all gone through this in life where, you have a preconceived notion, you got just a negative mental picture or a thought in your head about something, and then you do it, you go through it, and you're like, man, that was great. Hey, sometimes it's confirmation. Sometimes it's even worse than what you thought. But we all have been through this where you have a feeling about something and you're like, nah, you got a negative Nelly feeling. And then you experience it. You're like, oh my God, that was great. What was I thinking?
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
You know, that happens with me with movies. And Michelle and I are big movie consumers. And sometimes there are movies, it's like, oh my God, this is going to be tedious. I don't want to see this. It doesn't interest me. For whatever reason, you just get a little bug in your head and you kind of prejudge something. And then you see the movie, you're like, oh my God, that was fantastic. So that happens. But Monster Jam, I was always like negative Nelly on it. I was like, I don't want to go to this thing. What kind of redneck fiesta is this deal? And then I go, I'm like, it's the greatest thing in the world. I loved it.
It really is an awesome
Then
day.
I went to subsequent ones. I'm not going this year, but I'm telling you, Monster Jam kicks butt.
Yes.
It's fantastic.
It's a great, great event.
So
I'm excited to go every year.
A little relationship with Fester and maybe some others has gone south.
Stagnant.
But
it's not south.
But there was a connection that this individual had in order to have a suite every year and then fest. It's been like, how many years have you gone now to the suite with this individual?
I don't know.
How many?
6.
Yeah, and now guess what?
5.
2025. Party's over. Whoa.
It's all right. That's the way it goes.
So how much were your tickets?
They weren't bad. Like, I think I got $35 each or something like that.
Oh, that's not bad at all.
Yeah, I bought a couple of tickets. I think I had a discount code. And
The Monster Jam.
Yeah.
Raymond James Stadium. Monster Jam. It was awesome. I gotta check this thing out. I think it might be a tumor. I need to see a doctor.
Oh, Andrew wants me to do that with reverb.
Monster Jam. Raymond James Stadium.
All right. I think I'm gonna. I just got a little dizzy and woozy. I think I'm gonna pass out.
Take care of yourself.
It almost sounds like Cookie Monster's doing it. Like Cookie Monster's angry brother.
I just went to a physical yesterday.
Oh yeah, Dr. L.
No. Oh look. Yeah.
What?
A different doc.
Okay.
Yeah. No. Nothing against
Yeah.
Who you're thinking about, but for me the concept. I go to the doctor once a year.
Okay.
So I didn't for the concierge cost. I just made an economic decision. But no, he's the doctor you're talking about, great doctor. Long, but I go to the doctor once a year for a physical. So I had a checkup yesterday. I got to go back and get the blood drawn, but we'll see. I'm a little late getting the physical, so I've always been very religious about getting my physical every year. So I am. It's been about 2 years. So I'm 2 years, and I always got the physical every single year, but I just got kind of behind. But hey, doctor yesterday said that on the surface everything appears to be good. Blood pressure 115/75.
Okay.
Seemed to be somewhat impressed that I walk between 20 and 30 miles a week, and I do X-Force body 2 times a week. He seemed pretty impressed that my physical activity was seemingly probably above average of most of his patients. So then I got to go back and I might do it today because I haven't eaten anything since about 9 o'clock last night.
You got to do blood work.
Yeah, I'm well within. I've had nothing today. I've had nothing since 8:30, 9 o'clock last night. So maybe it's kind of a walk-in. I just got to go and get my blood drawn. So, of course, I'll give the audience full results. I'll go through cholesterol, LDL, HDL, triglycerides, my PSA. I'll go through all the results of my blood test when I get the results back in a week or so, whenever.
Okay.
Did the doctor tell you had the prostate of a 28-year-old?
No.
Your prostate feels great.
By the way,
no problems here.
Yeah, this doesn't apply to women, but but for men, they say that a healthy prostate, up in that thing, they say that it should feel like the tip of your nose. So if you take your finger and push on the tip of your nose, that's what a good healthy prostate ought to feel like.
Yeah. Just get in there and push away.
Fester, you're like, what, 10 years since your last physical or what?
I self-prostate exam all the time.
God,
so far, so good.
Stop it, please. Oh, my God. All right, here's a medical procedure that I've got no interest in whatsoever. People that are going to an eye doctor and they're getting their eye color completely changed surgically. $6,000 an eye. And it's dramatic. They're taking people with like dark brown eyes and they can make them like steel gray or like titanium or bright like ice blue. Yeah, an ophthalmologist. This gives me the willies. I wonder if Dr. Chuck's around. Hold on a minute. Hey, Andrew?
I don't know if Dr. Chuck is in the eye changing color business.
No, he's not, but I want to know. I got to look it up. I thought I... 6... Okay, hang on a minute. Hey, Andrew, I'm calling Dr. Chuck. I don't know what his status is now. Hey, Andrew, pick up Hot 1 and see if Dr. Chuck can talk to the MJ Morning Show live. No, there's a doctor, an ophthalmologist. He charges $6,000 an eye to completely change your eye color. I'm not messing around with that. Dr. Brian Boxer Wackler, revealing results of his work on social media channels, showing before and after results. Cosmetic surgery for the eyes.
And you can pick any color?
Yeah. If people elect to have breast augmentation, facelifts, and Botox, then why not change their eye color as well? Oh, man, I would think that messing with the eye is just a whole lot less forgiving.
Yeah, leave those alone.
Yeah. Listen, cornea stuff or, LASIK, those procedures are, decades in the making, and most people have, good, I don't know about screwing with your iris and changing the color.
I'm not a fan of this.
No, it gives me the willies.
Okay.
The surgical procedure known as keratopigmentation.
Yeah, kerato, correct?
Kerato. Kerato?
Maybe.
Keratopigmentation or keratopigmentation changes the color of the eye by injecting pigment into the cornea, according to the American Academy of Ophthalmology. Also referred to as eye tattooing. Yeah, the process permanently changes the cornea from clear to opaque and covers over the natural color inside. Yeah, this doctor charges $12,000, $6,000 per eye. Or if you're on like the cheap program, maybe just get one eye done.
Yeah, just one.
Yeah, like you'd be like a Siberian husky.
Or you wear a patch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Like a Promise Keeper's patch or something. Yeah, whatever that. You know that guy?
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. All right. He's out in L.A. No thanks. 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. When we get back, we got the last chunk of the MJ Morning Show. Hey, do you have that Martha Stewart audio?
Yeah, I do.
Dude, you can't even wait to eat until break?
I thought I was done. I thought you were going to commercial. But yeah, I got it.
Yeah,
Martha
right.
Stewart was on Jimmy Fallon yesterday.
All right, just stop
2 days
talking.
ago.
Just stop talking, yeah.
Okay, it's gone.
Yeah, I like Martha Stewart.
I do too.
She's like a no BS kind of person. She just says what's on her mind. So yeah, Martha Stewart had an issue with her parole officer. Martha Stewart did a stretch, for lying to the FBI. The whole stock thing. All right, 9:21 at the MJ Morning Show. A lot of stuff we'll cram in. Final segment of the week here on a Friday. Runs next on the MJ Morning Show here on Q105. My friends at Veterans. Wait a minute. How do you know I just tripped on something? Andrew just said in my ear off the air, watch out for that. How do you know that I just tripped on something?
I don't know if you know how windows work.
Right.
But I can see through this window.
Yeah,
but I tripped on something on the floor.
Yeah, but your whole head went down and you kind of stumbled and he sees you on the camera and he
I could hear it.
Let me make sure it still works. Okay, it works. Yeah.
You tripped over the megaphone?
Yes, the megaphone, and I'm holding this up to MJTV. I used the megaphone early in the show, and I put it down on the floor, and on the megaphone, there's a strap, and I was walking back to the microphone to come back on the air here, and I put my foot through the strap, and I tripped on the megaphone. Okay, so everything appears to be okay. Let me put it back in its place. You know, you put stuff back in its place, and stuff just won't happen. Wow.
It's a good point.
All right. What did I tease? Martha Stewart. Do you have the Martha Stewart audio?
I got to pull it up.
Yeah, get the Martha Stewart audio on this, would you please? Got a couple of celebrity items. Got a cheater story, which let me lead with this. I'll give you time to get the Martha Stewart audio. So, a cheating husband was exposed by accident. And I had no idea about that. Maybe we have listeners that are familiar with this product line, this particular store, or this condition. But a husband cheating on his wife was exposed after the wife notices something in the house, then goes online to ask people for advice or, hey, do you have any idea what's causing this? So what is it? A woman learned that her husband was cheating because various items in the house started to change color mysteriously. Like what? So she says, everything in my house is turning green. Oh. And then she hits Reddit and goes to a Reddit thread entitled Cleaning Tips.
Okay.
Man, that's like the Marlon Blues Brothers. That Reddit's got everything, you know. Right. Look, disco pants and haircuts, baby clothes. New Oldsmobiles are in early this year. So she's on the Cleaning Tips thread on Reddit looking for some advice. Yes, there are a million folks on the cleaning thread on Reddit, Cleaning Tips.
Absolutely.
So she says that everything in her house is turning green. She explained she first noticed that her cat's fur was taking on a little bit of a greenish tint. Then the green tint was noticed on her bed sheets, feet, couch, phone charger in the wall had also gotten a little green hue.
It's like a mold issue or something?
And you know what? She initially thought that it was due to mold or maybe like laundry detergent pods, but no. So she goes online after being mystified. She's bafflated. She has no idea. Bafflated, look it up, it's a word. She's bafflated. So she starts posting photos on the Reddit subgroup of things that are starting to turn green. And then a summary of, hey, this is happening in my house and things are turning green. And somebody said, hey, maybe it's caused by the cats getting into some kind of green material that you don't know, that's somewhere in the house, the garage, maybe something outside, outdoor cat potentially. Maybe it's some, with the furniture. Maybe there's some medical complication. But then somebody makes a suggestion. Oh, and she had already taken the cat to the vet, flipped the furniture over to look.
What is it?
Had the water and the air conditioning checked out. Had like a mold remediator come out and test for mold.
Wasn't any of that stuff.
Nope. Changed her bedding. Consulted her doctor. What the hell's going on? So, and where does the husband cheating come into this equation? Well, here it is. Somebody suggested that the discoloration could be caused by a new pair of Old Navy jeans because apparently they stain everything. Is that true?
What?
Yeah, so that's, hang on, the rest of the story's coming. If you can confirm this, does anyone have experience with Old Navy jeans?
It's so dyed that it leaves its print?
And that the jeans leave a greenish hue? Can anyone confirm this? Have you had anything stained by a new pair of Old Navy jeans? 800-990-1047. 800-990-1047. So the woman's like, what? Old Navy? I don't have Old Navy jeans. So she rejects that because she doesn't wear Old Navy jeans. Her husband doesn't wear Old Navy jeans. Guess what? It was the fling, the woman that the husband was bangalating, that was wearing the Old Navy jeans, and so the greenness or the tint from the jeans was rubbing off on him, and then in turn, hands, feet, body, his clothes. Yep, and then it was rubbing off on the cat, on the bed sheets, etc.
What'd they do to the cat?
Wow, euthanized. No, I don't know.
Did she put the cat in a leg lock? What the hell's going on with that?
If anyone would like to confirm some of these stories about Old Navy jeans staining stuff, is it a green hue? Apparently, according to her, it is. 800-990-1047. Love to hear from you. If you have any Old Navy jeans experience, 800-990-1047. But the theory about the Old Navy jeans turned out to be the truth.
It's terrible.
Wow. And then finally she responds back that, hey, whoever suggested Old Navy jeans rubbing off, causing the discoloration in her house, 100% right.
That's why you got to have your girlfriend get naked at the door.
Yep. So what happened was the husband apparently bought the jeans for the side ride. So she checked her joint account and apparently found
Old Navy purchases.
Old Navy purchase, and the husband didn't typically go to Old Navy, so he was shopping with her or buying stuff for her.
Let me give this guy a TED talk on how to do this. A, pay cash. B, any girlfriend that's impressed with stuff from Old Navy isn't worth screwing up everything else for.
Hang on, Chelsea. Chelsea's in Clearwater. Chelsea, hey, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello.
Hey, good morning.
Hey.
Yeah, so I was going to say, so, like, I don't shop at Old Navy anymore, partly because the jeans they're, like, very cheaply made clothing. So, like, even if you buy, let's say, a black T-shirt, by the end of the day, when you take that off, your armpits are, like, stained black.
Yeah.
My God.
Yeah, it's very, very cheap. And then I remember when I was younger and I would wear them, like, by the end of the school day, my hands would be, like, mine would be, like, blue. I think it depends on what type of jean.
Wait a minute, how the hell did they stay in business if for years their dyes from their clothing are rubbing off on everything?
Here's why.
Yeah.
Chelsea, remember, like, 15 years ago, Old Navy was kind of like just like a hip brand that had pretty good quality stuff. Now, MJ, I equate it to, like, sub-Walmart quality. Because
I agree.
They're a volume place. They're big box. They're big in malls.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You know, and they have to sell a lot. I mean, you go there for clothes you really aren't going to care about. You know,
right,
does that make
exactly.
sense?
And honestly, like Walmart has stepped up their game. You know what I mean? They've got Sofia Vergara's line. Like they've really. I was in there the other day and I thought, oh, okay, I didn't realize this was happening. But can I just say something? Like if I was having an affair with a married man and the best he could do was take me shopping at Old Navy,
Thank you.
like it would not be worth it for me. I would not risk it all for like the best you. And like when you're having the affair, that's when it's all exciting and they're taking you to steak dinners and treating you.
Hold on, Chelsea. It sounds like you have experience with the affair category.
All right.
Listen, I never sought it out, but yes, I have had affairs with It sounds horrible. Don't judge me, okay? Don't
I'm
judge
not.
me. But
I'm not. I'm not judging, Chelsea. I think your phone call is fantastic so far. So, Chelsea, were you married when you had an affair, or you were single and you got involved with a married guy?
Both.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but let me clarify though. When I had those affairs, there was never an intent on either party to develop a relationship. It was just kind of like a physical transaction. And I'm not excusing cheating. Like I think that's, you got to dig deep and figure out you should leave if you're going to cheat. You should just go ahead and leave.
So how long ago was this? When has this happened more than once, or was it only one time that you got involved with an affair?
So, I mean, it happened more than once.
Oh,
I mean, we
wow.
live in Florida. There were times that I didn't know that he was married. You know what I mean? And
But were you married both times, or how many times did you have affairs, or how many times did you cheat?
At the end of my marriage, and again, like I could blame him all day long, but I should have just left. I think that when people cheat, a lot of times there are needs that are not being met. And at the end of my marriage, I cheated on him quite a bit, but at the same time, he was cheating on me with a substance that I couldn't compete with, right? Like,
Whoa, what was the substance?
Drugs.
Yeah, he wanted a different kind of crack than Chelsea.
Wow. How old were you when the cheating was going on?
Man, I got married very young. I got married when I was 21.
Right.
So, I was in my 20s. I was in my prime. I'm 36 now. So,
Listen, 36, you're still in your prime. You're still doing just fine.
All right, Chelsea.
Thank you.
Chelsea, listen, next week, if we talk about affair disaster stories, we got to call you back and then take other calls.
Oh, Chelsea's got great.
Oh, yeah.
She's got a great game here, yeah. So, Chelsea, are you back in a relationship? Are you married?
No, I am divorced for 6 years. I just, I had to take some time to really assess, okay, why, no matter what the excuse is, again, I think that if you're in a position where you're pushed to go outside of your relationship to have your needs met,
right,
and you vocalize.
Are you talking about emotional needs or like sexual needs?
Physical.
Any of them.
Yeah, physical, emotional, because it's very natural to be physical, and I think that's a huge element in a relationship. And so if for whatever reason the man or the woman is not feeling loved and attractive and wanted by their partner, we're going to go find somebody that wants us and makes us feel good.
So how many different guys do you think you cheated with during your marriage?
Oh, God, that's terrible. 1, 2, 3, 4, probably like 5.
Wow.
And none of them took you to Old Navy?
No, none of them took, God, I can't believe I'm revealing this. No, I can't do this over the air. But
Well, hold on. No, hold on.
Whoa,
Come on. Don't tease us like that.
It's okay. It's going to sound out of context. It's going to sound very, very, very deeply wrong. But I ended up having an affair with a very close family member of my ex-husband's. And, it was just, he pursued me, and he treated me like a queen. He helped me with my daughter when my ex was completely absent physically and financially, and we had an affair for about 3 years.
Wow. What's your current status? Are you dating?
No, I just, I've got a 14-year-old, so I just work like a dog. I work and come home, and it's her childhood. I'm not really trying to have my single life romp, I don't want to miss out on things. We've got extracurriculars and school and
Gotcha.
I grew up. You know what I mean? I grew up, and I realize now that if the thought of, wanting to cheat, like, I got to assess that. I got to figure out what it is that, I'm not contributing maybe.
Were you turned on by having all these affairs and all these encounters?
Absolutely. Yeah. That's part of the rush.
Wow.
You're like, oh, I could get caught. This is so bad, but it feels so good. I'm going to do it.
Wow, you sound like a dynamo.
All right, Chelsea, thank you for the call.
You're welcome.
All right, we'll go shopping at the mall later.
Chelsea, great call. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome, you guys. I love your show.
Thank you, Chelsea.
Thank you. Wow, what a story. One more. What time? At 9:42. We got some time. We got to get to Martha Stewart. So Daisy's in Tampa. Daisy, you're on the MJ Morning Show. Hello. I need a dollop of Daisy. Daisy, you there? Daisy was there.
All right. Thanks for calling, Daisy.
Well, I'll put Daisy on hold because Daisy probably just flipped over to a call waiting. That's what typically, because the line's still open.
Okay.
Hey, Andrew, pick up Daisy on 6, and let me know if Daisy pops back in. All right, so Martha Stewart.
Yes.
This is kind of interesting because Fester said, hey, did you see what Martha Stewart said? I'm like, yeah, I had the story in the pile yesterday, and I just didn't get around to it. But I wanted to. We just, ran out of time yesterday. So Martha Stewart, you have the audio, right?
Yeah, of course.
So Martha Stewart, I guess, was invited to host Saturday Night Live.
Well, she goes on Fallon 2 nights ago.
Right. She's on. I'm not a Fallon fan.
No, but like I said, I actually follow the Fallon Instagram account, and
Why?
it puts up clips of the show, and I get to watch anything interesting or not on my Instagram. And this popped up, and I watched it, and I just got a real chuckle out of it. And it starts off by him talking about Martha Stewart being one of the most impersonated people of all time, and he talks about all the people on SNL that have imitated her.
Okay, all right, roll the audio.
All
Go.
right, here we go.
All right, you got to unmute.
Oh, yeah.
On Saturday Night Live, different. There's Janine Garofalo, Nancy Walls-Carell, Anna Gasteyer, Amy Poehler, Rachel Dratch, David Spade, Kristen.
He's my favorite. David's my favorite.
Spade.
He was wearing my poncho.
Oh, was he wearing a real poncho?
Yeah, the real poncho.
That's the poncho.
He does. He's a method actor. Yeah. Kristen Wiig, Kate McKinnon, Chloe Feynman. Do you enjoy seeing a Martha Stewart impression?
Yeah, I love it.
You do?
Yeah, imitation is the highest form of flattery.
Yes, it is.
All right, listen to this.
You might as well be imitated.
Would you ever want to host Saturday Night Live one day?
I wanted to, and they asked me as I was coming out of Alderson, that camp that I was in for a while, and my parole officer wouldn't give me the time to do it. It takes.
The camp, yeah.
I was allowed to be out of my house 8 hours a day.
The parole officer said no?
No, that bastard.
Her parole officer, after she did her little minimum security stint, her stretch.
Yeah, somewhere in Connecticut?
Yes, I think so. After, she lied to the FBI during that, what was that? It was that genetic
thing.
It was like a genetic.
Was it insider trading that wasn't such a big deal, but then she lied about it and became a big deal?
Yeah, so a lot of times it's not the crime that gets you. It's like lying about it in many occasions. So she did a little federal time, and the parole officer would not give her the time to go do Saturday Night Live because you have to be there all week because you're rehearsing, you're meeting with the writers, there's a lot of stuff during the course of the week.
When you can only leave the house 8 hours a day. Who knew that?
So she called her parole officer a bastard who wouldn't let her do SNL. Do you know she's like 82 years old?
Yeah.
I mean, you would have. How old is she? Look it up quickly. I think she's 81 or 82 years old. It's like insane. She's in remarkable condition. She's spry as can. 83.
All right, this is a rich 83. I mean, let's get that something straight.
She is 83 years old, and Martha Stewart comes across like she's 50.
Yeah, I love her. I've always liked her.
That's pretty amazing. All right. Giselle Bundchen, you see this? She's showing off her baby bump now.
I've always liked her, too.
Do you think that's like rubbing it in to Tom Brady? Do you think Tom Brady, has Tom Brady just totally written it off?
Listen, you're divorced. You're divorced and she's pregnant, so let her be happy for
And he's
herself.
getting new, like, model quality stuff all over the place?
No, he's getting sewer rats at the crack house. I'm sure Tom's doing fine.
Oh, man. So pregnant Gisele Bündchen is pictured cradling her baby bump in a bikini.
Yeah, I mean, this is a very special time for her.
Yeah, her and the Taekwondo guy or the Jiu-Jitsu guy. What's his name?
Hiya!
Jiu-Jitsu Jerry, I think.
Yeah.
That's his name.
JJJ.
Jiu-Jitsu Jerry. Amy Schumer. Oh, guess what? Amy Schumer apparently had a really, really big side effect situation with a particular drug that is like the hottest thing going. So if I were to say current drug, everyone's talking about it. Everyone's on it, or a lot of people are on it.
Oh, yeah. Good old-fashioned cocaine.
Oh, stop.
What?
No,
Everybody's talking about it.
No, it's not cocaine. Yeah, Amy Schumer reveals that she was bedridden after taking Ozempic. Yeah, she was, I guess, on Howard Stern's show this week, and she said she got sick from taking Ozempic. Yeah, she said she has a gene, the GDF15, which makes you extremely prone to nausea.
Oh, well.
She was sick during pregnancy. She had kids? I didn't know that Amy Schumer had kids.
I don't think I knew that either.
Yeah. Gave birth to a kid in 2019. I had no idea she was a mother.
Good for her.
Yeah, tried Ozempic, and she was bedridden, and she was vomiting. Well, I guess she's off the Ozempic.
I guess so. She's not going to be a spokesperson. She's not going to be dancing around in the next commercial.
No. All right, I think that's going to do it. I think we're going to, maybe call it a day here on the MJ Morning Show.
Okay.
Anything that we've missed? Anything that, Andrew, is there anything that we got to get on before we head off for a weekend? Anything you think of, Andrew? Did I miss anything?
Nothing comes to
Fester,
mind.
anything glaring that we have to cover before we shut things down?
Probably 100 things, but we'll get to it.
All right. I mean, anything you've left on the table? Did you find? We got a minute here if you want.
Nah, we're fine.
All right. Then, in that case, we'll see you back here on Monday morning.
Most important thing, follow MJ's Instagram. Really, that's what this whole show is really about.
If you need to get a hold of me over the weekend, I am MJ at MJMorningshow.com. That's and Chelsea, don't try to hit on me, okay? MJ at MJMorningshow.com is my email address. My DMs are always open. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Instagram is packed. A lot of attention to Michelle's face in the aftermath of her laser facial treatment. It does look like a murder scene. If you have not seen the video, it is not makeup. It is 100% real. Check out Michelle lying on my couch in the living room with a bloody face looking like she just went through a windshield of a car. All right, I'm telling you.
The comments are the best.
Yeah, the comments are incredible.
I'm just going through them now.
Yeah, check it out. Certified MJ Radio. That's Certified MJ Radio. Folks, have a great weekend. We'll see you back here Monday morning. MJ Morning Show on Q105, 104.7 FM. And let's be careful out there.
The Q105 app is your connection to all the big contests, powered by Anajar and